We will be close to the agenda, which is also up here, but not exactly. And I'll first, when I call on the applicant, please come up. The microphones are over here. Please use them, go through your application, address all your comments to the committee. The committee will ask questions, and then we will go to the public for any questions or comments. So when I call on the public, come up to the front, speak in the microphone. And you're also addressing the committee. We'll have no back and forth. Once the public is done, the applicant can then address anything that the public raised, and the committee can follow up with any questions. And I think that does it. Please be polite and respectful to each other, and remember to address the committee, and remember to use the microphone. If anybody needs one. Okay, so the first application we are going to call on is Reboot West Village LLC, 101 7th Avenue South. If you're here on that application, come on up. There. So you're going to state your name and then just run through the application. So you know what? Do you want to go ahead, or do you want to wait for your attorney? And I can. Maybe somebody. Why don't you wait for the attorney, and I'll just, when he comes up, I'll call you back up. Yep. Okay. Falcon, yeah. Thank you for calling. Okay, the next one, let me go through this. Sushi Nazawa, formerly known as A. Hernandez, on behalf of entity to be determined, which is now doing business as Cousin Nori at 205 Bleecker Street, Suite B. We heard this back in April 2023. This was just a reunification. They updated the licensee name and the doing business as, and added a suite to the street address. It's a sushi restaurant, so they stations the same ones as before. There's no change in principles. With us, with the proper name, it's a tavern wine license, and so we waive their appearance. We have the stipulations on that. Sushi Nazawa. Okay, the next one is, do you want to go? Do you want a minute, or I'll take one and then we'll go back to you. Aramark Services Inc, 225 Varick Street, it's 12th floor, restaurant wine for a catering facility. Okay. Just keep that. I always take one, but I don't. Is there anything in the packet that you didn't send into the office? No. Okay. Yeah. Yes, appreciate that.
Good evening, members. For the opportunity to speak.
You need to, there's a twisty midway down. If you want to raise and lower it, there's about at the table level. If you go down, you can raise and lower the microphone. And then you can also tilt it or not.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So, perfect.
Much better.
All right. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here. My name is Mastin Sansom. I'm the attorney for the applicant. I'm joined here by Delilah Mercado and Jonathan Arazo. Yes. And Delilah, your district manager, and general manager here is Jonathan. Before you is a catering license application for a location at 225 Varick Street. It's actually the 12th floor. And as you're probably aware, a catering license is not open to the public. Hours will tend to vary, as this is really serving an office space. So there are total number of seats are 92, number of tables are 29, seats at the bar are 21. There is no outdoor space. And the only music would be background music. The use of an iPod / CDs might be used. And I'm sorry, the hours of operation look to be 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. So quite reasonable here. And that is 7 days a week. And I'll open up for questions if you have any.
Yeah, I guess, could you explain who this is serving, how it's operating? I see there are different rooms on the floor plan or something.
Yeah, sure.
Like, so yeah, just run through that.
So this really, Aramark Services is the applicant, and they're going to be serving a client of theirs, which is a company. I don't know, since they're not actually on the license, I don't know if I should be disclosing who they are. I don't know if that's a problem. I'm just a little wary because as an attorney, I don't want to disclose anything I'm not permitted to, but
Well, yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is a tenant of the building, so.
Huh?
Oh, who are the tenant?
Wait 1 sec. Just wait 1 second. Katie, what?
Okay, there you go.
I mean, I guess the question that we're just asking is who are you servicing? Who can arrange for events there? Is it, or outsiders? Is it just limited to a building amenity?
That's great questions. And yes, it's a building amenity, so it's limited to square space to provide basically catering services for the company on the 12th floor. Provide food and beverage services to their offices is really the purpose of this license.
And this is going to be used for catering in any conference rooms? Is it just on this floor?
And I'll
Just for larger events?
So services will be limited to the 12th floor area that you see on the floor, that open area on the north side of the building. And the services do vary. Our client reaches out to us whenever they would like to perform a service, and we would offer that to them if they request it.
On the 12th floor.
On the 12th floor, correct.
But the beer and wine permit that we're looking for catering is really just on the 12th floor, served out of that one bar location.
Really, that sometimes when we hear applications such as this, there are other portions in the building. So this is just scalable to whatever size that they need, whether it be like a small dinner to something larger. Is that correct?
Yes.
So it could be anywhere from like 10 or 20 people all the way up to the full.
Right, so the service that they are hosting is limited really to the internal members of the company itself.
Okay. I don't think I had any other questions. It's not open to the public.
John, I have a
Go ahead.
couple when you're ready.
Go ahead.
So do you serve food every day in this space or just when they require it, request it?
So we do serve food every day in the space, but the liquor portion would only be on request.
Okay, I have two more questions.
Sure.
The proposed occupancy is 400, but the certificate of occupancy only allows 210. So which one is correct?
So the 210 is what is limited in that open space that's on the floor plan. So the occupant, like if we host an event in the space, 210 would be the maximum that we're allowed to have in that space.
So you don't want 400 then?
No.
Okay, and in the packet as online, there's the date of expiration of your temporary C of O is cut off. When is the expiration date? It says 7/6/2022. Nothing.
So right now, our client, the tenants are in the process of obtaining a new CO from the building. There are issues that they are working through with the landlord to have that sent and approved, and then will be provided to the board when it becomes available.
But, I mean, the one that they supplied in the packet is April 7th of this year. It's when it was issued. So it's a temporary, they need to. What's online has the first, what's in our drive has the first page in it. So, Dr. Smith?
I'm a little confused.
You need to use the
The same-
microphone.
Can you hear me?
No, it's not. I mean, I can hear you, but I don't.
How about now?
That, yeah, you need to hold it right up.
In your application, you have seats and seats in the premises at 166. But you're saying that the occupancy is 200 and change?
Separated spaces. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So the seats that we have in this space are 166, but the space in itself, because there is some standing room, can hold that maximum occupancy that was noted earlier.
So the 166 of people, will they be eating or not standing, right?
So not standing. So if there ever is any service that is provided, it usually is accompanied with food and the tables will be utilized, correct?
Any other questions? Is anybody from the public here on this application? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, members.
Thank you. Okay. Next will be Reboot. West Village.
Hi, so thanks for having us. We have,
That's fine. There's nothing that's not in.
yeah, nothing.
I don't need one.
Hey, so we've been in the neighborhood for
Just for
20
your
years.
name,
Phil Hartman, founder of Two Boots. We've been in the neighborhood for 20 years since 95. We were on 7th Avenue Street. And down to Sheridan's Bay 4 years ago. We've been there since October. And we are looking to get a beer and wine license for the space. We have 21 seats inside and we've been around for 36 years and love being part of the neighborhood and look forward to contributing from our years.
and are you one of the principals? Or
Yeah, I'm the founder of Two Boots.
because you're not listed on, so.
So he's not legally an owner anymore. He's the founder and he's for all intents and purposes, the director of operations for Two Boots.
Got it. Okay. So. The hours of operation are 12 until 10, Sunday through Wednesday, 12 until midnight Thursday, and 12 until 4 a.m. Friday and Saturday. That's
Yeah, actually, we've been closing at 3, but we
Okay.
were open till 4. It's just,
everything is earlier.
yeah, and well, it's really just staff endurance is the issue, so.
Yeah. And so then I believe you came to us in September of 2020 for a Tavern wine application and signed stipulations back then, and then did not move forward.
Probably because of COVID.
COVID or something like that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So it's just background music. There's no live music. Occasional private parties,
Yeah, I wish they weren't so occasional, but yeah,
like 12 a year, less than 12 a year.
less than 12 a year.
Okay, there's no TVs. So then there's the outside seating. Which you have down as 10 seats outside, and I'm not sure how that,
Actually less, it's 8.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I don't know how. That fits, and what time does that close?
Well, honestly, right now, it's taken down for the season. but it has stayed up as long as we're open.
Okay. I mean, right now you can't apply for any outdoor seating.
Yeah.
And I don't know, honestly, looking at how much sidewalk space there is and that you're on the corner and what the possible new regulations might be. I mean, you might just be able to get 2 tables. I don't know what you'd be able to get. Would you be willing to close any outside that you are able to have on that sidewalk earlier, like at 10 or 11 o'clock?
Yeah, I mean, we're flexible.
Okay. So, you know, put it up to the committee for questions. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
I've noticed in your application that you have a waiver for the 2 back. Is your place ADA accessible?
Yes.
Are there any other questions from the committee? Katie, are you?
It's a little bit of a question for the committee too. I mean, we've had a few pizza places in this general area, and we've asked them to stop serving the earlier. So maybe we should be consistent.
Pizza places is asking them to stop the service of alcohol at midnight. Is that something? Or one, go ahead.
Well, oh, wait, hang on, what's that? Well, yeah, I mean, listen, we want to do what's good for the community. The beer and wine sales, obviously on weekends, majority of it is later at night. So maybe we could be flexible and serve shorter hours during the week and a little later on weekends.
So we'll discuss it with the committee. Would you be okay with 1 o'clock on Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, listen, we would love to serve till 2, but you know, we're, you know,
Okay, so
we've been around forever and we feel like we've got a good track record. We want to do what's best for the community also.
Okay, so we'll see what the committee
Okay.
says. You prefer 2, you're
Yeah.
asking 1. So, okay.
How's 1:30 look?
Compromise. Okay, does anybody have anything else? Okay.
No.
I think we're good.
Okay, good. Thank you guys so much.
For coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, are you gonna open more places?
Well, you know, we grew, we shrank, and now we're growing again. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next application is going to be Sushi Makoto, 204-208 West 14th Street, This restaurant wine and previously unlicensed location. Folders too. Wow. Yeah, is there anything in here that was not sent in to the? Was sent into the office? Okay, you know.
Everyone, I appreciate the opportunity to open my application here and look forward to discuss my how I contribute positively to our community. We are running a boutique omakase sushi restaurant in Chelsea, offering music and experience. Our concept revolves around our chef's choice omakase menu, highlighting sushi. We believe the addition of liquor license will enhance our customers' restaurant experience, combining the fancy Japanese sushi with the premium beverage offerings.
And what are your hours?
It's going to be 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
And then, so, Dirty Bird was in this space beforehand,
Yeah,
with like 2 storefronts there.
and put the
Yeah,
I don't really like know too much about it.
okay, but forget what I pulled it up on Google Maps and I walked by there often, but explain, I see you have 2 entrances and one thing says bubble tea you're doing, and then you have the sushi concept. So are the spaces combined? Can you get from one space to the other, or are they separated?
Oh, like, we have a separate entrance for different concepts. In the back, there is a room that they are connecting.
So you're licensing the whole space
We're not gonna sell any liquor for the bubble tea side,
in the
So-
bubble tea side.
no liquor at all.
And can you walk from the bubble tea area into the other area? Because I don't see where you can.
Yes.
Where?
We show the picture in the
How do you
back.
get from here to here? See, this is a wall and this is a wall and this is where you enter. So from the inside, you can walk to the service area
Yeah,
of the bubble tea, but from the street level, if you walk into the bubble tea area,
yeah. You have 2 entries for on a different side.
right, so the sushi is separated
Yeah,
from a bubble tea.
maybe we put like divide wall like between 2 areas.
So,
What it looks like is
Microphone, yeah.
that the service counter is what stops.
we need the microphone.
Hello?
So it's contract.
So. Thing that would keep person from the public from walking into bubble tea and not going into the sushi portion is the service counter.
The prep area,
So for the policy area, the counter is completely sealed, so no customer can go inside. So, but for sushi area, there's also sushi bar divide the customer and the servicing staff.
so from the sushi area, you can walk over and get into the bathroom.
Yes, they have a bathroom for sushi area.
There is no bathroom for the bubble tea area.
No, the bathroom for bubble tea.
Okay, and then separate from the bathroom area, you can get into this service area, but the patrons, I'm assuming, are not permitted in that service area because that's your
That's correct.
prep and then your kitchen.
Mhm.
So there is not going to be any alcohol in the bubble tea area.
Yeah, no alcohol for bubble tea.
Okay. And the seating in the sushi area is about 16 to 18 people.
The sushi area, the bar has like 8 seats, and then there's 1 table that come with the 4 seats.
Okay. And is this a reservation only?
In the beginning, no, but like after they got popular, so it's gonna be reservation only.
Okay. I think that that's it with my questions on this. Does anybody else in the committee have any questions? Katie, go ahead. On your application, you talk about the basement. I didn't see a basement or a cellar plan, but it says there's a door in the basement that goes into the residential area. What can you explain? Who has access? Is that door locked? I don't have a picture of it, so I don't know kind of be more specific.
Yeah, got it. So there's a door, located in the back of the basement. So the door, basically, the landlord, they put a line for that door. So like, only, like, they can access the, not exit. So like, this person can close the, not exit.
And the basement is accessed from an interior. Stairs? Yes, in the middle there, right? Okay. Okay, anybody else have any questions? Is there anybody here from the public on this application? No? Okay, I think that's it. Thank you. Good luck. Okay, the next application is Savta New York City LLC at 259 Bleecker. So restaurant wine with a backyard. Anything that you didn't send in? Anything that we didn't? Maybe.
Yes.
This is a restaurant wine transfer application for Savta NYC, doing business as Savta. Located at 259 Bleecker Street between Jones and Cornelia Streets. In the space formerly occupied by Baker & Co., who had a restaurant wine license from April of 2014 to its recent closing. We originally notified you for an on-premise liquor license, but after speaking with members of the community, decided it'd be better to keep it at wine and beer. We're a full-service restaurant where the entire family can order a full meal, including meat, seafood, poultry, or a diner can have or pizza. We have 13 tables, 32 seats, and a 8-seat bar all on the first floor. There are 8 tables with 16 seats in the backyard, mimicking the prior setup. Our hours of operation will be 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday to Thursday, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday. There'll be background music at an ambient level. There is an ADA bathroom. There's no TVs. There was a stip with the previous occupant not to open the yard before 11 a.m., which we would follow. And we did hand in 29 signatures of support.
And then I think the rear yard closes at, hang on one second. The rear yard closes at 10 p.m. Sunday to Thursday, 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. And that means that the lights will be out and no patrons or staff shall remain in the backyard garden.
We close at the same time inside, so.
Right, so I guess what I'm saying though is if the backyard closes, then the inside doesn't mean no staff is out there. The backyard, the strip says no staff is out there, so it may need to close earlier in order to get it
Correct.
cleared of everything. And it doesn't open earlier than 11, and all doors and windows will close at 10. And then closed. I don't think there are any operable
No, it's
windows
solid steel.
other than the main entrance.
Yeah, it's just a door,
Right.
just the front door.
Yeah, just the front door.
Okay. And there's no sidewalk. It's just the rear yard.
Yes. No room.
No room. Is anybody from the committee table?
On the application. And the area was supposed to be the church, the neighborhood church of Village Village. You said that there was an attached letter from the pastor, but I didn't get any letter.
Yeah, that's when we were going to apply for an on-premise liquor license, but since it's only wine and beer now, the letter doesn't matter.
But the church is there. I don't know.
I'm sorry about that.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Brian.
So just to clarify, the church is in that same building?
It's a few doors down.
Okay. Seem to have the same address.
No, I think it's 269, 260.
Okay. So has the backyard been used as the restaurant, by the
Since
restaurant?
2014. By previous occupant.
And do we have any complaints?
I didn't receive anything. We have the stipulations on the backyard for when they came to add the backyard on this one.
They don't have an
They came in 2014, we heard them to add the backyard.
So do they have an
Now I know, but it's not, it says first floor.
Thank you.
So. I mean. We have. Anybody else? Is there anybody in the public hearing on this application? No? Okay.
They're not presenting anything else on the rear yard that's going off. Whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm going off of, what
Improvement
it was.
don't show any commercial use. So the improvement codes don't show any commercial use of the rear yard, doesn't look like.
Right. I mean, the letter of no objection doesn't show the rear yard and a resolution. It says the rear yard, that's what they were here for, but I don't see anything that says that there's any use of the rear yard, it just says first floor. So it's our same argument we always have, doesn't show that there's a use of it.
I'm sorry.
There is nothing that says that use of the rear yard is permitted.
The architect is trying to get a copy of that LNO. All we had was the building department printout. Saying it wasn't LNO.
It just says first floor, which is. Not
So in 1916, 60% of the ground floor was used for groceries, cigars, stationery, bakery, and barber.
1860.
1916, but that's, since 1938, there's no change. That's the most recent listing in Department of Building websites. So nothing's changed, so you'd have to file to change for the rear yard. You don't just get to use it.
The LNO was filed afterwards, but we'll check on it. We would make it legal if we had to, if we have to do any other paperwork on it. It's been in use for 9 years at this point.
Yeah, but there's not supposed to be any change since 1938, which means that the rear yard should have been used in conjunction with the interior commercial business at that time in order for it to be continued use.
Okay.
For now.
We'll check on it. If we need to, we'll apply for an LNO for it.
Oh, yeah.
The letter of LNO says there's no change in use since 1938 and that they don't have an objection, but you said it's only been used for 9 years.
That we know of. 9 years since I filed that other application.
So probably what the committee is going to ask is, would you stipulate you're not using the rear yard without having something that says that you can use the rear yard? Because that's basically our standard protocol. If you don't have anything that says you can use it, you can't use it until you have something that says that you can use it. So the rear yard won't be used unless you come up with something like a letter of no objection that clearly states the rear yard can be used.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any? Okay. Nobody come from insurance? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's what's right.
Okay, the next application is going to be BL Canal LLC at 167 Canal Street. So nothing's new.
Yes. We also did put petition signatures on the back.
Did you send this updated one into the community board
With the
office?
petition signatures, no.
No, can you? Yeah, because it just saves me from asking. I'll just scan it. Thank you.
Good evening, Ben Savitsky of Bernstein, Rado and Savitsky. This is BL Canal LLC. They are applying for a tavern wine license at 167 Canal Street. It's the corner of Canal and Elizabeth. It is a tavern wine license that's going to be used for a pizza place. It's going to be called Baby Luke's. This is Joseph. He is the owner and operator of Baby Luke's, and he can answer any questions you have about the operations. just going through our application. Their wine license, it's going to be used for this pizza place, traditional pizza place. You walk in any pizza place, you know what's on the menu, you know what it looks like. Pizza by the slice, by the pie. There's also going to be salads and pasta and some chicken parmesan, dishes like that. We included a diagram in there as well, but it pretty much looks like any other pizza place. There's going to be a food counter that's going to have a display of pies and pizza and a cashier. And then in front of that, we have 6 tables and 12 seats for people to dine in. We expect the majority of the business to be people taking out pizza and deliveries. Hours of operation are going to be 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. daily. We recorded background music. But that's really just to let you know that there might be a TV. It's not going to be a focal point. If anything, it's going to be tucked into a corner. No outdoor space. All doors and windows closed by 10 p.m. That's it.
The garage door is operable.
The garage door is operable and it has to stay because of what the architect is doing, I guess, to the space, but we will close it by 10 p.m. And for the majority of time in the winter, it is going to be closed.
Is there music? There's,
Interior background music inside, yes.
okay, well, I'm just gonna say with that whole facade open, that music, I mean, the garage,
So the garage door is only, it's a slender piece on the side. It doesn't cover the
that whole
entire.
garage door doesn't open that I see on,
That's not a garage in the picture.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Where is the garage door?
So
Because this is what I'm thinking is the garage door.
see this is the inside, see this metal piece, that's the garage door. This is all fixed.
Where is it on the?
Where is it on here?
It's on the real street. Is there a garage door on Elizabeth as well as?
There's a garage door on Canal Street, just one garage door, but that doesn't have to come up. I think by law of the DOB, we just have to have a garage door. So it'll be a see-through, maybe closed.
So what's on Elizabeth Street, this does not open.
Fixed.
That's fixed.
The window is operable, but they're not, it's not a garage door, it doesn't open.
No, those windows will be closed.
They'll be closed all the time. They're not, it's not French doors.
It's just wide windows.
It's just a wide window that's fixed. So it's this metal gate.
The metal gate is gonna be changed to like a glass see-through garage door, and it'll probably be closed also.
They'll be closed most of,
I mean, I think you would like.
I mean, I'd like to the opportunity to open it, but yes.
do you see which things
Just that
that
one
one
section right now.
I mean,
yeah, he wants to close it at 10 o'clock. That's what he's. That's therein lies. The thing is, if you're gonna have that door open,
There's not a DJ or anything like that, just background music.
that music still, I mean, it's not a little window, the music still
Okay.
comes out.
the concern is that music's gonna be heard on the street.
Right.
Keep it open.
Yeah, no, that's the concern.
Yeah.
Um. So would you agree to either turning off the music if the garage door is open or?
You're allowed to do that, so they'll let you keep the garage door open if music is not playing, close it at 10.
Yes, we could.
If music is
So,
playing.
yeah, it's closed, the music. After 10, you can turn the music on if the door is closed, or if the door is closed in the winter time.
Anytime the garage door is open, there will be no music. The garage
Okay.
door is closed, they're allowed to have the interior background music.
Is this a garage door or a roll down gate?
I got it. Listen,
Is it I think it's a roll down gate.
It's a roll down gate.
So that's just, so is there a door? Or what's there? The roll down gate usually covers,
The roll down gate covers the space, that little part of the space.
I mean, is there like a door there? Or is there some?
No, there's just a garage door there, and the entrance is on the corner.
But the roll down, gate, are you calling that the garage door? Because usually those
have a door.
have a facade behind them, right? Those are safety gates.
No facade behind them.
Did it used to be this jewelry store? Is
The
that,
jewelry store is still there. It used to be a tea shop.
okay, so. Hang on a second.
No, but you're right, Donna. It used to be a jewelry store.
Yeah, but
That
he's-
jewelry store.
So this bespoke jewelry store is no longer there.
Oh, if there was another, I know there was a jewelry store next door.
There are two jewelry stores next door. There was the bubble tea and then there was bespoke jewelry and then there's Diamond Core. So Diamond Core is still there and your space is part of that
Bespoke?
bespoke jewelry.
This is yours now?
Yeah, that's ours, yes. Yeah.
So that's where
That's where the garage door is.
that's where the quote unquote garage door is, which is,
But this was a storefront even in
Right.
2021.
right, exactly. That's my Google Map
Big
thing that I
glass.
put in the driveway. So when did it change?
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Brian, do that.
So the gate, garage door, covered a storefront of glass and other solid materials surrounding the glass. And from the interior view, all that has been removed at this time. It would seem that you need to put something back because the gate is not a thermal envelope for the store. And it's like having a screen door.
I hear what you're saying. Listen, we're not architects, we're not engineers. We can't tell you exactly what they're doing there. But we've been told that that gate is staying there, whether or not they put something behind it. If you're saying that they have to, then they probably will. If there's some reason why they don't have to, I'm not so sure that they will.
Well, you can't install that type of gate anymore. They need to be see-through.
It is going to be see-through.
No, meaning the roll down gate is solid. I don't believe you're allowed to install those anymore in New York City. Meaning they have to be see-through the safety gate. That's a safety gate. It was not a garage door. So the safety gates have to be see-through now. They can't be solid anymore.
Okay.
So I mean, this isn't a garage door. It's a security gate.
Okay.
I'm just wondering what's behind that. You've removed the storefront. So now
I believe they turned it into one space.
What he's saying, was it replaced with facade that this gate is covering, or
Well, the space is wide open right now, so they're doing work.
are they?
I don't know.
Okay, but they're putting something behind it because they're
Yes.
saying that there needs to be something behind it.
Of course, they're gonna, put something behind it. That's by the law with the DOB.
I mean, on the diagram, it looks like there's the entry door, a solid facade, and then this, what says garage door basically looks almost like the width. I can't read what it says, 3 feet or 4 feet. Garage door,
Yes, 3 feet something.
3 feet something garage door, which is not the width of the storefront that was there before. So it's a completely different facade
Mechanical key.
than what we're looking at. I'm on Google Maps.
Protecting the facade.
Yeah, but they're saying that.
Right.
A roll down gate covers up a facade of a suit. So if you have to
Well-
put something,
If it's even been installed,
There's gonna be what looks like it.
where
With the glass, like as a door.
there's no,
so
that's still it's the same storefront. It just has the gate down, Katie. This here,
Right, so here it
This-
is with
this-
glare in 2021, and then here it is. So
it's just got the gate down.
So it's not that it's going to be replaced with a glass garage door that is going to hit some sort of facade, as if it is a window. It is not going to be the mechanical gate, if that's helps out at all.
It's going to be operable.
It is going to be operable, but he just said that he would fix it whenever there's music playing or.
Is it going to roll up, or is it bifold doors, or that's what I'm trying to understand here, because what we see right now is a storefront with a door.
You don't know what the material is?
No.
He does not have the answer to that.
Who's doing are you doing the renovation, or is the building doing it?
The building's doing the renovation right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would think. You understand our confusion. We don't understand what, it was a separate store, and the diagram that shows the garage door doesn't show, this is why I was confused when I was looking at it.
No, I get it.
It's a garage door, so I looked on the other side and I didn't understand the layout because it's actually here.
I get it. From what we think is going to happen is that place is going to be replaced with a glass garage door in that area
That will roll up.
that will roll up.
So we could just do stipulations.
that say that it will be
Such and such
closed.
is closed at certain hours and certain.
Right, it's just saying we could do stipulations that just say that the door needs to be closed if there's music playing inside and at 10 p.m. No. Okay, are there any other, go ahead, Dr. Smith.
You're applying for beer and wine, right? But when the application, it has, that you're also applying for a liquor, but you're applying for what?
Doesn't say that.
If there's a check by full liquor and beer and wine on my application. I can share it with you if you want to come and look.
It says a new liquor license and then tavern and then beer.
Yeah.
So it's a tavern.
It's a tavern.
beer and wine, not really a new liquor.
Sure, yeah, I think she checked that off, so that she.
Liquor, but it's beer and wine.
Okay.
Katie, do you have something?
Well, I think we have the same problem with this 2 a.m. closing that we had with the previous applicant. But we don't, pizza's fine until 2, but we don't want the alcohol served until 2 in these places.
I mean, I don't know how you control that. The state liquor authority has said, that they use the time that is on the license as the time they stop serving it.
What we do is we put an asterisk on the stipulations that say they're open till 2 a.m. and then it says service of alcohol stops at midnight or 11 or 10 or whatever, is how we've done this in the past. And we frequently do this with the pizza places, and the reasoning behind that is so people can go and try
The pizza place, yeah.
and not keep drinking.
If the last service is at 1 a.m., which I think Two Boots said that they would do, I think that they can do that as long as we don't have to take away anybody's drink at 1 a.m. If somebody orders before 1 a.m., they can drink it. Nobody will be served after 1 a.m. Does that make sense? So we'll serve
I would say 12 a.m. This is what we usually do. Two Boots is closed. I'm just going to say this, they're open till 4 a.m. only Friday and Saturday. They've been in the neighborhood for 25 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there's there is something to be said for being in the neighborhood for a long time.
Absolutely. Weekends are a different story, though. If you service of alcohol Sunday through Wednesday. Yeah,
Do you think we could do weekends till 1 o'clock?
I don't see what the committee says, but
Normally, in this committee, the weekend is Friday and Saturday. There is a new people have to go to work, to go to school, and Friday morning to work, so we don't consider Thursday weekend.
I totally understand. I understand that, and what we're talking about here is a pizza place. If somebody wants to get a drink, this is not a bar, this is not a nightclub. This is not a place that people are going to drink. It is a place where you have a beer with a slice of pizza.
But the reason to put a slice of pizza, like I said before, is to sober up, not keep the night going. This is why we have the pizza places.
Do you want to do, so midnight
What?
Sunday, midnight last service of alcohol, Sunday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it would be 1 a.m. last service. Is that
Okay.
agreeable?
Yeah, definitely.
So what was that?
Last service of alcohol, midnight, Sunday through Thursday. Last service on Friday, Saturday, 1 a.m. 2 a.m. closing time throughout the week, though.
Got it. Okay, anybody have anything else? Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay. Okay, the next application is gonna be part of Young Group LLC, 37 Carmine Street for a tavern line previously unlicensed. Hi, welcome. I love his. I like colors. I love his colors. Is there anything?
All right. Hi, everyone. Heather here from Hub on Movie. I'm here with Frank, one of the owners. I'm sorry. Oh, here, let me try to look. I don't have to stand on my tippy toes. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. So Heather Kirk here from Hub on Movie. I'm here with Frank, one of the owners of Par Avion. This is 37 Carmine Street. You guys know some things about this location already. The guys came before you previously. We are new representation, so we didn't work with them when we were coming for full liquor. The application that's back before you guys tonight is for beer and wine. I know that there was a lot of back and forth. I read the resolutions. I had a lot of conversations with Frank. And the application before you should encompass a lot of, I think, the concerns and the issues and things that were brought up. So we're backing off of the full liquor application, again, beer and wine only. We removed the outdoor dining and everything from this application, but that was a big concern. And DOT stuff's not even finalized yet. The windows and doors, same agreement that was previously asked, closing at 10 p.m. The hours of operation. So originally when the guys came before you guys, they wanted 2 a.m. days. There was some back and forth. They met with the block associations. There was, an agreement on lowering the hours. And I think there was some conversation. So they're keeping Sunday to Thursday closing at midnight. And we want Friday and Saturday at 2 a.m. They went back out and did some outreach. I think that was something that also had been brought up. They collected 31 petition signatures from people within 2 blocks, 5 within their building. They did reach out to the block associations again to let them know they were coming back here tonight. We didn't hear back from Augustine or from David, but we did hear back from Kathy. She didn't really have anything to add. We reached out knowing that we may not get their support, but wanted to let them know anyways.
Appreciate it.
But she did appreciate that we were coming back for beer and wine. We made that change.
Okay. So there's no seating outside at this time. Do you plan to have seating outside?
So the Sidewalk Cafe, when everything's finalized, once this license is issued, they'll go through whatever mechanism there is for that if they want to seek sidewalk seating.
Okay, so probably they will have sidewalk.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they're installing operable windows?
Correct. And those will close at 10 p.m.
And it said no soundproofing, I believe.
Yeah, so they're currently working with their architectural company and general contractor. There's no final plans for what that is going to look like. Oh, yeah.
So yes, we are speaking to a sound engineer right now, and to be quite honest, it is to do soundproofing. We just want to show, that's why we didn't want to commit to that in the application. But I am personally 99% sure we're going to do that.
Because there's going to need to be, there's residents up.
Come again, please.
There's residents up above. There's going to need to be some kind
Well,
of.
ceiling is definitely going to be soundproof. We're actually looking at all the side walls as well. So like I said, that's our plan. We just couldn't commit to it because we're still talking to the engineer. 99% sure.
The soundproofing, the sides and the ceiling, you can commit to doing it. Just how you're doing it is what's in question.
Yeah, we can commit to that. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then my other question is, where is the kitchen?
Oh, so it's last week. So kitchen is in the far end. It's indicated in the bar. There's a kitchen area, area, right next to the bathroom, all the way to the end of the bar.
Okay, and I think that was one of the questions we had last time: is how are you going to be cooking the cassowaries and things when there's just the convection?
So that's actually quite traditional for French wine bars and for this connection of this.
Okay. And I just want to put on the record that the church, we had a letter from before. I realize this is just now Tavern wine, but who knows what you'll be back here for once this opens. So I'm just going to put on the record that that church uses the door that's closest to here in addition to the main door on a regular basis, and we have a letter from them saying that they do that, so. And
Yeah,
that's,
so we're aware that if it does not meet the standard, it doesn't meet the standard, so.
We're working with them. We're focusing on this beer and wine application.
I have it, but based on the other application, which was, I just, you know, we have to.
And I completely understand with you. I've already spoken to the guys. If that's even something that they want to consider in the future, we're going to do a declaratory ruling and have the SLA come out.
Right.
No, I mean, I get that.
So I mean, you've heard, we don't think this is a good idea. Zero overwhelming residential zone down, this is the last business that's dry retail. And you keep pursuing space, so why should we change our minds?
No, we're not.
Why should we change our minds?
We're not expecting you to change your minds. Look, these guys came on with us and we're telling them to listen to the concerns that you guys have brought up. They're already in the space, you know, they're committed here. So we're moving forward.
This far away from outside tables. They're not going anywhere.
Respectfully. Sounding us, so I'm sending the statement that they not personally want us there.
It's not a popularity contest, fortunately.
No, I mean,
Is it? Where is it? I don't see anywhere it says it's a popularity contest.
You can say you personally don't want us there, but the residents do.
Okay, I mean, how many liquor licenses are there in this general?
Excuse me, I get a person about this, so. Please, that's
not you, it's that this space should. We don't need use there. You told us that you were coming in here before to complement the community and the daytime use of our community. And yet you're taking away from the daytime use.
I mean, look, Carter, I fully appreciate if the board's still not in a position to approve this application.
Okay, I guess, but, I mean, I know that there was a lot of comments on applying and I know about how we feel about the application.
I know there was a lot of back and forth. I read the resolutions. I read a lot of the email threads. I am working with them to change some things, and that's why we're back before you with different representation and new outreach and a beer and wine, no outdoor dining, like a change in hours. They wanted 2 a.m. across the board. We're still committing to the 12 a.m. Sunday to Thursday. I mean, these guys are, you know, trying to find a path forward that works for everyone.
Yeah, I guess respectfully, you know, and I mean this with all respect, we have tried, we literally have to consider on everything you ask us for, the outdoor seating, everything, soundproofing.
But the one thing I'm just going to say, which you can't get around, is how heavily licensed this is. This is not about your application per se. It's how many licenses are right there. So sure, cutting down the hours instead of 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, it's certainly better midnight, and 10 o'clock would probably be better and 9 o'clock would probably be better. But I've got to say, even if you were closing maybe at 9 o'clock, there's so many licenses here. I mean, there's nothing, I don't know, is there one space that's retail left on this block? And that's what the community was talking about. So it's not about you, it's about that, you know. I mean, it's just, the saturation of licenses here is crazy. And so just one more space. Does anybody from the community have anything else before I go to the public? Cormac, can you hand the microphone down?
Space. So.
I'm not even sure if we do want outside space. If we want us to commit to not applying for that in the future, we can. That's one thing.
Is that it from the committee for now? Okay, go ahead. No, okay, so first of all, this is another hours that we like. 11 and 12, 12 and 2. So I hope that you take that into consideration. I'm not perturbed by the invitation about the school, 298 by survey. We're going to agree with that survey, we're going to measure which are talking to the church. And that's not something that we need to support. I don't see a diagram from the into the residential space. And I'd like to know that how that deal operates. The application that I will, if it allowed, getting to the residential space, we're very concerned about that. So I hope that you can answer those questions. And the absence of approval from the Block Association is very key to the committee. It's an important Block Association. The fact that this provider says a lot to us. Yeah, so the basement is employees only and is used for storage. As to the access point.
Yeah, so there are no residents in the basement. There's a utility basement only, and our space does have 2 exits into that utility hallway. Those will be obviously locked at all times, and there is no customer access to the basement.
We're not worried about customers because we're worried about
There's no residential access. That's what he's saying. It's access that goes into a utility like storage area that would be like the landlord.
The basement or the basement. It's like. Specific. Sorry, I'm addressing this last thing. We were asking for 2 on Wednesday and Thursday too. You specifically had asked for 12 o'clock, and that's why we downgraded it to 12 now.
So that's a lot. I have to look at it. These are not hours and everything. So if you can see what I got. The lesson committee. And we'll go to the public, Rebecca Martin, is there Rebecca here? Hi, you wanna come up and, did I have your last name correct, Martin? Yes. Martin, okay, sorry. Hi, you have to speak into the microphone.
My name is Rebecca Morton, and we do have some questions based on what was just discussed, and then I have some follow-up. So soundproofing would be a guarantee.
To us, yeah.
Soundproof would be a guarantee.
There will be stipulations that say they have to soundproof.
And the hours are a huge concern. I share a wall, a side wall with them, and it's extremely upsetting to me because it means that if they're serving alcohol till 2, that means bar life will continue till 3. My life will completely change. It's just and I've lived on the block for 30 years, so it's very, very upsetting to hear at these meetings how it changes, the story changes all the time. And once I asked one of the potential owners, when people are talking outside of my window and smoking, what happens? And they gave the answer, well, we'll move them across the street where there's an empty storefront or something. That's not an answer. That's not day-to-day boots on the ground running a bar. It's deeply concerning to me.
outdoor seating, okay, fine. Right now, they're saying no, but if you're saying there's some rule that may go into effect that will change that down the road, that sucks for someone like me.
We're on the ground floor adjacent.
Yeah, we share a wall.
Okay.
So that's basically it, from crowd control to smoking to the bar hours, I probably have to move because I work during the day, early hours. I'm not a night person. And, so that's.
Are there any hours that would?
I mean, midnight, it's not
Just so you know, the closing, when we say close at 12 or 2, it means all patrons are out by that time. It doesn't mean
midnight works for me. It's magic on Carmine Street. It starts to really calm down. And, I appreciate that it's the West Village and people want to go out, but 2 really bleeds into 3. And then that's it for me in terms of sleeping.
Right. Great. Thank you.
I have a question. Go ahead. We just kind of wanting to know, do you live in the building or adjacent to the building?
I live on 39 Carmine. That's on 37. And also when you talk about signatures, I've seen them sort of hang out on the street for hours at a time, pulling these signatures. When I talk to my people on Carmine Street, the old guard, none of them want this. So, you can point fingers either way.
Well, when you say your people, what are you referring to?
The crew that's been there for the decades, I've been there forever and there's a bunch of us. We're not, part of the new people that live in the expensive building and they're 1 to 2 leases. They're not the old guard. I mean, the real neighborhood that's been there forever. Those people don't want this bar. Nor will they go to it.
Thank you. Hand him the microphone.
Side of the west.
I'm going towards 6th Avenue, Bleecker. So towards Joe's Pizza, not going towards the river. I have no sense of direction, so.
No, she's on
And
the side.
it's really nice to each other, so it's not a hostile relationship, it's just we want different things.
It's towards pizza.
She's to the west of us, the wall to the west of us. She's towards Varick.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's if she's.
Sure, so that is west. Okay. Okay. That was important. Julie got it. Thank you.
I have a
Rebecca,
question. Oh,
just.
So
Sure, I mean, if they end up doing this, I would hope we would have, I'm not talking to them, we would have a dialogue and I could come sobbing in my pajamas and say, that was a shitty night we had. And they would say, we hear you, we will do, I mean, I have it with life, life isn't exactly as you want it. So I get it. But when I hear after midnight till 2, that's my life down the toilet. It just is.
Rebecca. I just want to make sure it's. Okay, do you want to come on back up?
Yeah, so about the lady's concern, and we did speak when I was out on the street too, and she's extremely nice. So we have a very pleasant dialogue about it. And I was showing her then, and I show her now that we're soundproofing. We removed outdoor seating. There are literally sheds right in front of our window from the other restaurant. There's going to be no presence outside from our restaurant, and we're committing to closing all doors and windows at 10 p.m. not at midnight. Without soundproofing, our place will be the last worry for the lady in terms of noise because there's so much other restaurants open outside, well after when we close. So I've given all the assurances and I hope and I'm positive that once we do open up, she will come to the realization that we're not causing the problem that she thought we would cause. In fact, I would personally give her my cell phone number so she can text me if she hears a disturbance from us.
So the hours, is there anything you want to look at adjusting with the hours that we're done at 2 o'clock? No.
Only on weekends.
So the side, the side is the side of the large bar. Side is the large bar.
That's right.
Sidewalk.
We gave that up. Okay. Nothing like outside.
Okay, is everybody, are you here to, do you want to speak on this one? Microphone over there, and then when you're done, fill, oh, you have a card? Okay, and then fill out a speaker card when you're done. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. It's not, it's a conversation. I can just say.
Last name, can I ask last name?
Okay.
And where do you?
Carmine Street. So, let me just first say, I don't support this application for this particular space. I think listening to the conversation and talk about concessions that versus I think that's the main benchmark. Benchmark should be comparison versus what makes sense for the community. And as I've seen the application evolve through different iterations, it continues to show a lack of understanding of homes on this block and this community. In particular, the most recent application continues to show a lack of understanding of to the hours. I'm just talking about the hours. I have some actual data here on closing hours for restaurants on Carmine Street, Bleecker Street, and Bedford Street. There are 10 establishments here on the list. None of the establishments closes after 11 p.m. between Sunday and Thursday, and the establishments closes after 12 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Of 10 restaurants that close at 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, so that's only 20%. Friday and Saturday, 20%. 2 of the 10 restaurants close at midnight. So what they're proposing is that an previously unlicensed applicant would save closing hours than any other restaurant on the block, including restaurants that have been there for decades. 1 hour later, Sunday through Thursday, and 2 hours later, Friday through Saturday. So that doesn't make sense, especially for an unlicensed applicant. It doesn't make sense to create an entire norm for this block and this community, particularly when the process is going through multiple iterations, and we continue to see a lack of understanding of the community. I feel like if we were to receive approval for this, we could see continued lack of understanding of what works for the community, despite the the assertions that they're making during this process. The only other thing I'll say is, on the signature piece, I made this at this point last community board meeting, but I don't know how they collected the signatures, and I was never approached. I didn't know the building was ever approached about signatures here. So again, I continue to express the same motivations as I had last community board meeting, which was I think the signature collection process is flawed.
Could you just move the photo out to speaker card? Thank you. Okay, and is there anybody else in the public here on this application? Okay. Anybody have anything? Okay.
Okay, submission election process. I'm not sure reach the conclusion that is flawed. This process is very simple. Those buildings are highest buildings that have doors, so the clerks and materials just literally stand outside in the cold, wait for hours for neighbors to come out of their doors, approach them, explain to them. We actually have a promo card to show them this is the bar concept we're opening up. Show them the position that you have in front of you. Tell them they are the hours very clearly listed. And this, we're opening up a French wine bar. The description is also there. And if they want to sign, they signed. So far, we have approached about 85 of them. Only 2 of them said, no, I'm not comfortable with that. 83 signed. So the gentleman is welcome to come next time. We're standing outside collecting signatures, just because we have not run them personally. We're there several days for a couple hours a day because that's all we could take in that cold weather. So that's how it was collected. There was no other way to collect signatures as honestly and as plainly as possibly we could.
Anybody can come in with anything that's Carter?
So are you still a principal at 643 Broadway?
Sorry,
are you still a principal at 643? That's how you parted with it. I'm just curious. So thank you.
Well, before they opened up.
If he was still part of 643 Broadway. And no. Anybody else from the committee have anything? No movement on the hours. 12 and 2, right? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next application is going to be Officina 1397 LLC, doing business as Bar Pasolino, 92 7th Avenue South. Yes. Anything new in here, Mike? Is there anything that wasn't sent to the office? Signatures, okay.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. And that's it.
Yep, that's all that. Don't worry. This is our on-premise liquor license application for Officina 1397 LLC, located at 92 7th Avenue South between Grove and Barrow Street. The previous occupant, Panko, had an on-premise liquor license there from May of 2007 until its expiration of April 30th, 2023. The SLA shows no stipulations on the hours of operation, probably because it was before you were given any out. We will be a tavern with a tapas menu. We'll serve a standard tapas menu, but add other items or specials at different times. The hours of operation will be 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. Sunday to Thursday, 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. Friday and Saturday. There are 10 tables with 20 seats and a stand-up bar. There are no seats at the bar, it's small. We'll have background music. There is a ADA bathroom in the back. The owners, Jody Williams and Rita Sodi, own and operate 5 other establishments. In Community Board 2, the locations are listed on page 1 of the questionnaire. You're probably familiar with her, and Jody and Rita. Combined owners, the owners have experiences 43 years in the industry. This location was close, in a very close proximity to 4 of their other locations. They decided it'd be a good idea to take the spot, not only to offer a great tapas experience, where customers can sample their food, but also be a place where customers coming to the other locations can sit and have a cocktail or a small appetizer before they sit down dinner, or they can have a cocktail or glass of wine before their table is ready at one of the other restaurants. We will apply for a Sidewalk Cafe in the future. There won't be any street shed or street seating or anything built on the sidewalk. It'll be the tables and chairs that a Sidewalk Cafe would have. And they will always be close by, but they will rely on the 2 managers from other locations, both with over 10 years experience and experience in the village. We've submitted 48 signatures from residents in the immediate area, most of whom know the owners and their other locations, and one letter of support. There are many other signatures from residents of the West Village, but they are crossed out. I did notify Bamra, 7th Avenue South Alliance, NoHo and NoHoName.org, and Augustine Health. We heard back from nobody.
Okay, operable facade, are you making the facade operable? So you're not changing anything? Yeah. Except for signage or something, but if it's not operable, just repair. I don't think it's operable, it's a smash of some, but yeah, just repairing.
The applicant.
The application says, that's why I'm asking the question. The application says, hang on one second, wherever that page is, it says yes, do you have plans to install French doors, accordion doors, or windows that open? It says yes, that's why I'm asking the question.
I think if I'm surprised if I'm going to start my interventions, I would stay. If I'm not lucky, I would just stay close.
Okay,
you know, running the same.
Yeah, you can't. I think you're not supposed to. At least in this day and age, people are paying attention to that.
We might have seen on the Google Maps was the storefront being open. Right now, there's a big structure. There was a big structure in front of it.
Right.
You couldn't really see anything. We might have been going back years on it.
Okay, and then one of the other just comments I'm going to make is that in your 500-foot statement about the clients coming to the other restaurants, we will come here for a cocktail, and this will alleviate any clients from waiting on the street. You are a very popular, all of your restaurants are very popular, very well known. Everybody goes there. So I'm just going to say my own personal opinion is this is just going to be more, this is not going to alleviate people. This is more people will be here because this is another one of your establishments. And there would be people. So what I'd like to do is a real solid plan on how these people are not going to be congregating on the sidewalk because they're congregating. I have photos from a couple of weeks ago outside of Officina with them congregating all over the sidewalk on the corner. So how are we going to get rid of that situation and not have that situation now extend down the street to this premise? It's a good thing that you're talking about. So I feel like it's scaffolding, shameless. Sport. So the tables are not going to be set up when you have sidewalk. They're going to follow the guidelines strictly outside, meaning there's nothing on the curbside because that's what I see in photos I have of Officina with tables set on a curbside, which was a couple of weeks ago, and that shouldn't be going on, period. You know, I mean, that just makes it so people can't walk by.
And that's.
Reservation.
You're not just reservation only at your restaurants, are you, or how do they work? And how will this one work? Up.
Just in terms of the
Yeah,
okay.
it wouldn't be on this application that's going in.
Anybody else from the community? Come on.
Yeah, if it was. This particular shop.
Yes, we reached out to the glass to the right to Tavern, there's nothing across the street, just empty storefronts. It's a sidewalk, so there's sidewalk road. It's only the basement in the backyard and everything. So everything else underneath. Reached out to. Anybody else? So a couple of questions. But first of all, I think your outreach to Mr. Holland, she talked about the rivals and so I think it worked. So what are the so I have additional questions. What are the price points? Price points. So it's not really Chinese. It's not really Chinese. It's a cafe bar. It's a town bar. $36. That's not good. So I'm going to feel space because that was a kitchen, so I can so I said like $12, $6, $5 for breakfast. Well, I mean, down the difficult to walk on either side of Grove Street, which was 7 million. And since I live all in the river, can you explain to us, to the community, why there's such a it's a complex reservation systems, people take that and sell reservations at night. And then if you look at the restaurants, there's so many reservations for $200 do with me. So it's if you have reservations, it's like assets from the have a building money. So what you have to do is answer emails, we're looking for the answers, because it doesn't fall right to find the two other living place. So let's talk about something. I will, I don't know the answer. I'm resident. What is going on? We've been doing this for 15 years. We have a place, and we want to get back to that. We survived with everybody's patience and just like we got that together. And we do what's true. So all I can say is I keep trying to change. I mean, Taylor Swift, right? So, you know, that has its effect and it will recede. And then, and I did say that, and you just were listening to the previous discussion about Carmine Street, and we did get an email from a community member asking for shorter hours, and 11 and 12 might, I think that's what she's thinking of. Is it more in line with the neighborhood? So if you would consider, that might be helpful. You know, I think when we're doing 11 to 12 series, I'd like to change 12 to 1 and 5. That, you know, we're out in 7th Avenue, Sheridan Square, in the days where I'm just about this but I think it's really right now. It's instead of doing right, just need to so let's do it right. Let's do it right. So then, you know, available.
It also is on 7th Avenue South, not on Carmine.
But it wraps right around the corner of, I'm just saying it's a continuous of your spaces going around and it's extension of the popularity. Again, it's the bad part of being so popular. You run great establishments. I don't live that far away. I walk down Bleecker, and where are people going to? They're trying to get into your place as soon as it opens because they don't have a reservation. They're just trying to get in. So I mean, it's the burden of the success of your places, and now it's just going to wrap further around the corner from Bar Pisolino, that's via Corrado, to Bar Pisolino to down further south. So, this is a new license. It's an on-premise. There is a public interest. I would really ask you. You can always come back, or it doesn't mean you give it. You can always come back for something, but I don't think Katie's. I mean, that is the one thing we did get from someone is earlier hours that they were actually suggesting 10 and 11. So, I
was just going to say separately from that. So this is the same name as the other space on the corner.
Right. Well, that's it.
So obviously, it's the same name, right? As the two spaces. That was supposed to be what this space is, but obviously that's gotten crowded as well. And that was supposed to be where people wait
for via Corona. Right.
Now there's a second space. But then originally, so even the space within the Via Corona, which was the furthest west or south, I don't know which direction that is, was originally supposed to be this too. It was originally supposed to be the waiting area where people could get a drink. That was the original concept, and then they would walk around into the main space. And if you recall, we had said, well, can you connect the spaces on the interior so the clientele move in? So it's just been a constant growth, just to Katie and Donna's point, and that's going back now almost maybe 10 years. Right? So it's 10 years of increasing. So it's like, and I think that you're spot on with the reservations, and the commentary on that, that's very real, right? It's taken away from the work you do and every benefit that should be yours, and somebody else is taking that. And that's obviously not correct.
There's all kinds of ways to get reservations, right? And because you're new with it, it's important to keep. There's a system That connection to the community.
Right.
Yeah. Just 2 seconds. Just that when we did do even though we did something that just sat on specific community. Sometimes we miss that. Some friends. They really having a definite stay. We see something out. Just June. I think what we added was to our experience, and it's not the same cut and paste. They're seeing it, and I can have them just because. It wasn't interesting to ask what's your community, so.
I guess where I was going with that is that when I walk by the space, what I see is your advertising all over the space for your craft cocktails. And so and that has the Via Quota label on it. And I wasn't sure if the liquor store in between, I don't know if that's their window or your window, but that's theirs. But it's just very complicated because this is all becoming just this larger connection. And I guess the question is, how do we have it not be, where it's connecting all of these spaces, which is what we have said consistently. That's the problem, is all of the people coming all for once, because it's not different owners, it's not different shops. And if it's not, even if it's the same owners, you don't have different concepts. They're all sort of intertwined, which is good, in one respect, but that's what brings this big onslaught. And I guess that's the issue, that is not necessarily the space itself, but it's that. And I don't know the answer to that. I think you've expressed that it's challenging, and obviously you're trying to counter something, which is the reservation systems. How do you keep it your own? Which I don't know if there's an answer to that. And
Well,
so I just bring those issues up because that's what it is. But I mean, that's the concern. I think you're going to keep hearing it more and more, because you have two blocks of spaces, right?
Yeah.
That's fair to say. I mean,
Pretty much. Pretty fair to say.
Close to 2.5. Listen, I will not, just. Again, it's like each space brings experience and equality to something. I feel like it does. I feel like go out and continue to do this. If I didn't have support from the community.
Okay, so I'm just going to circle back on the hours. Is there anything movement on the hours from 12 and 1?
So it's whispering. I just want the business with sense. Something so much. Yes.
Okay, we just heard that.
I'm being glad that. I know that it's certainly that much, but whatever the council says.
11:30 and 12:30.
council, yeah.
We'll discuss it.
Closing early anyway.
We'll discuss it at business, yeah.
Time.
We'll just go through it at business. We have their offer, we know what they want, ideally, we know what they'll go to. And we'll discuss it and they can come back, and I have Mike's email, and so, yeah. We're good. Okay, guys, everybody on that end, okay? Okay, okay.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy
There's a
holidays.
meeting tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Huh?
There's a meeting here tomorrow.
Oh, we're two in a row this
Actually,
week.
there is one. Make sure you show up. And wait, we're not here right at the beginning. We have the manager.
We might show up for you. Okay, the next application is Mino Wine Bar, doing business as Mino Brasserie, 225 West 12th Street. It's an on-premise class change. Have you added anything since what you sent into the community board? Is there anything new in there? No, I don't need it. Nice yellow paper like that. It stands out.
And then, yeah, sure, and I have a Mino Brasserie located down at 225 West.
Sorry?
Sure.
Thank you.
So I'm doing over the Brasserie located down at 225 West. We are this Brasserie is a bit of French traditional dish. License from license. Regulation will be the same. Initiative will remain the same.
And your hours now are,
I like we are Monday.
okay,
Yeah, I saw the mistake a little bit. We are from Monday. Tuesday to night, Tuesday to Thursday, Friday 1 a.m., Saturday 12 to 1, Sunday 12 to 12.
so it's 12, on here, it doesn't say, on your questionnaire, it doesn't say that you're closed on Monday. Are you always closed on Monday?
Now we close, yes.
Is that what you're, okay,
yes.
And then it says you close at midnight, Sunday to Wednesday, and you close at 1 a.m. Thursday to Saturday. That, and then they open at 12, Sunday to Wednesday. Do you open at 9 a.m. or
No, we open at 12 essentially Sunday.
every day?
No, we are closed for lunch. We are doing on Saturday and Sunday. Tuesday we open at 4:30 p.m.
Okay, I think so. The way the last stipulations was Sunday to Thursday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. and
Let me check. Sorry.
so I guess we just need to know what the hours are that you want to be operating.
So Tuesday 4:30 to 12, same thing Wednesday, same thing Thursday. Friday 4:30 to 1. Saturday 12 to 1, Sunday 12 to 12.
Got it. Friday. Okay. Okay, music is background.
Music is back.
There's no operable doors and windows.
I'm sorry, no.
Aside from the entryway. You have sidewalk seating.
So we didn't apply with this application because we are looking, back then we had to apply with the website for the restaurant.
Okay, and just so the committee knows, they did have, when they came originally under the temporary program, they had one table and 2 seats on Greenwich and 6 tables and 12 seats on West 12th. And it closed at 10:30, I think, or 10 p.m. for closing. So
Was California, I felt very hard to have it when
is it gone?
it was gone.
Just
I had a council in this village. I think Nancy, like, so she out because this is struggling. It's about to close because like wanted to see the scaffolding, so it's gone. But yeah, we first like reading our like a license would be like very experienced to our guests. So we are not sure now. We are British customer, if I can say, is like 40 to 70 years old. So we would look for an espresso martini and maybe a cognac at the end. Like I said, we are the same. We are very quiet restaurant and restaurant.
Background music or TV. So the one thing when you were here back in whenever it was 2021, it said you were working on getting the letter of no objection for the eating and drink, and I still don't see anything.
We have the so you see the deal. So the only paperwork that we are able to pull up is certificate of occupancy.
And
we provide.
Oh, that's. Can we just see? And no, I don't need the mic. I need the yellow paper. I don't see anything.
I saw an application, the certificate. Lots of pages. We can see
Yeah. Yeah, it just says use group 6 stores. It doesn't say anything for eating and drinking. It doesn't say the eating and drinking.
That's what we presented the first application.
Well, I don't know. So to get the letter of no objection. Okay, does anybody from committee? Go ahead, Cormac.
Yeah.
The context of what was in this would be a location for a license. If you said, well, for the license, we can do online. She'd like to ask for what I'd like to know is what is different that's changed in the context of this location that we previously decided was the good place to have a photo license. Why is it now?
So first, at the first meeting, I never said that it would be a good place for like a license. I respect the process of the committee. So what I did is I showed that I was a good operator. And I come back to you now to say, look, we don't have any problem with the necessary. And the second part, I'm telling you, was so we don't have any passio I think what you call this. And the second part, we don't have like a license. I'm not sure we will be able to survive because of inflation. I can tell you one of my first restaurant, I could sell an octopus for $14. Now I will have to sell it for $42. So license will of course help me to bring but this is the thing that changes like now is without me like a license. I'm like you say on NG I did Jack and Jones. I'm like the small guy in the middle, and I'm struggling to keep the business running without. It's not I was wrong, but the time since COVID is changing. You see the it's changing now. What maybe I was right at the time. Thank you.
Yeah, this is good saying this place is run for 40 years with a beer and wine license. I don't understand why we should increase. I mean, everything that you said, I mean, doesn't meet any of the public interest criteria for why a license would be granted. So I just don't understand why we would increase the density of
Just with the full liquor license, and this case, I mean, this was Village 10 for decades, I mean.
Yeah, you're right. But I grew up sort of friends when I was trying to run. If I'm not, if you are not interested in Tavern, your restaurant is empty. Everything changed. So yes, for Village Gym, I used to go through, but Village Gym called, why? Like we cannot operate like it used to be. Like yes, for something used to be open for 4 years, but like you see certain people like everyone like restaurant and it's not the same, and I don't press one side about it, but it's not. Now you have to be the best on like yeah, pretty much now is pretty much an marketing. So when I'm talking about business, they're gonna do that, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna implement your 2 nice big corporate. So we are talking to the it's gonna be a big corporate. Like because like guys like you cannot afford it around because now everything is high. I'm still old school, but I don't know.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Is there any other on this application? I don't have any. Okay, well, that's it. Thank you. Okay, the next application is going to be Amber 135 Newton, get 135 Christopher Street. Yeah.
My name is Swan, representative. She's the.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hi, how are you guys? My name is Payne Regenton. I'm the new ownership of the Amber 135 Newton. My application is for new license, liquor license. They just changed the ownership. Everything kept the same. So
you need to speak into the microphone. Is this a transfer application?
Transfer, yeah.
It wasn't filled out that way.
Yeah.
So it's not filled out as a transfer application. In the documents that were supplied to us, so is it, were the assets bought? Did you buy the assets of?
We're not now, there's a details not yet. No.
Yeah, this before.
She,
is there any relationship?
She's the manager there. She's the manager.
So I used to work for him for 7 years and I manage at the same location for the past 7 years as a manager. So I run most everything for him. But he just now, so now I am part of the ownership. Actually, I am. So that's why we want to do this.
So you bought, did you buy the assets of the restaurant from him?
Yes.
From the prior owner?
Yes.
Okay.
And she just signed this.
Yes.
Okay. So this is an on-premise for a restaurant.
And you the sole owner?
Are you the sole owner?
Yes.
You're the only person that has ownership?
Yes.
Okay.
And we also just signed up the lease is also under my name. So we want to do the transfer molecular license. And I did been there 7 years, the past 7 years working for Shen.
Okay, and the hours are 11.
And then Monday to Friday is 11 to 12 because, and then the weekends is 11 to 1. But after COVID, then even though we put down this hour, but our operation is a little earlier. So like 10:30ish, we don't have customer, we just close everything.
But these are the hours that you want on the application, which is what. And are there do any of the doors and windows open other than the door to go into the premises? No, so we'll keep the doors closed at all times aside from people coming and going.
Yes.
And the music is background only.
Yes.
There's one TV, television, one television.
There's 2 TV, actually, that's correct. That.
And are they
just by the bar.
Okay, is the sound on?
No.
And then, okay. And there's no promoted events, performances, no cover charge, that. Is there any outdoor seating?
No, we don't have.
No outside, okay. And inside there are 7 tables and 26 seats and 5 seats at a bar, so it's like 31 seats.
Yes.
Together. Okay, I think that's it with my questions. Is anybody from the committee? Katie?
So when we want to go from the restaurant to the cellar, we use the stairs by the kitchen to get downstairs.
That's only for the staff. That's the stair going down to the basement for the tap and then the walk-in.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
but we're in the basement with the door into the building.
right. So that is access for us to throw out the garbage every single night. But then there's an elevator, so we use the elevator to deliver the garbage to the front door. Because there's the stairs, but you don't have to carry the garbage with the wheel. So we have the access from the landlord. We could access that to the elevator from the basement and all the way to the upstairs, to the front door to do our garbage. That's the only exit for that.
Do the residents have access to the cellar?
I'm sorry?
Do the people who live in the building have access to the cellar?
To mine?
No, to the general cellar.
Yes, because they do garbage downstairs too. So they actually, the landlords, wherever the garbage can is in the lower basement. It's the same level as mine basement, but we do have a door. So normally every night we close the door and whatever they want to come down to do the garbage, that's up to them. But they have to take the elevator down to the basement to do their own garbage. Yeah, and we don't leave garbage overnight. We have Sunday pickup. Yeah, so that's the only access to the elevator to do all the garbage. That's it.
Come on over there. About this.
So that.
Thank you for explaining.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, any other questions from the committee? Okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Okay, the next application is Capo del Cibo, 213 6th Avenue. Somebody might need one. Is there anything new in there that wasn't submitted? I'm good as well, thank you. I should probably survey the committee and see who needs some. So I think.
You have to use the mic.
No, you have to use the microphone. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Welcome us.
Oh, I haven't been here in many years. It's nice to be back and I recognize a couple of gentlemen over here. Okay. So my name is Neil Basaki. I'm here with both my clients, applying for an on-premise liquor license. I'm with Frank DiMattina and his wife Maria DiMattina. I'll talk a little bit about them in a few moments.
Just talk a little bit about the method of operation, just to get that out of the way. So it's located at 213 6th Avenue, New York, New York. Naturally, it's King Street and Prince Street, with the cross street of Charleston Street. The location prior to my client going in, I believe was a Mexican restaurant that actually did have a full on-premise liquor license. The establishment's gonna have a full-service kitchen. There is a C of O for 49 people, use group 6, eating and drinking. It's a very small space. The space is approximately 600 square feet, and the diagrams were incorporated into the application. So it's going to be about 10 to 12 tables, 20 to 24 seats. There's going to be a small bar with 6 seats. The location itself is about 27 feet wide, so we're not talking about a large establishment. And no roof, no rear yard. They'd like to apply naturally at some point for a Sidewalk Café. That's also very small, 10 tables, 20 seats. There'll be no outside music, outside naturally, it'll be fenced in. I looked at Google Instant Earth, I think, a while back. Kind of the way it presented itself, I think, from the prior restaurant is kind of what it will mirror. The hours are noontime to midnight. There are no open doors, no windows, no retractable doors. No TVs. The only type of music inside will be background music from an iPod. And there will be no promoted events, no outside promoters, no private parties. They'll have about 3 to 5 employees. And the menu is going to be Italian fusion with sushi, and seafood. I submitted definitely a pretty accurate proposed menu. That's not the final menu, but that's a proposed menu. And I reached out earlier. I have 3 pages of signatures, people in support of the application. The first page were residents of the building, and the other 2 pages I made it very clear to my client that they have to be people who live pretty much very, very close to the vicinity. I also emailed and reached out to Sean Sweeney because I went on that list because I don't do too much, out here. I reached out to the Soho Alliance, and the gentleman got back to me, said that they do nothing west of 6th Avenue.
Right.
But with that, I guess he reached out to Mr. Blodgett, who says that he's the president of the Charleston Street Block Association, and he requested some documents that he thought might be of some assistance. And I sent him, some of the most important. I didn't send him the entire thing, but I sent him most of the important documents that I had. And he didn't get back to me, so Mr. Dick Blodgett of the Charlton Street Block Association.
Okay.
He told me that's located in the immediate vicinity of the location. Yeah. So that's pretty much the method of operation. A little bit about my clients, Frank DiMattina and his wife here. They've been residents of Staten Island. They've been in the catering business. They owned the catering halls for the last 25 plus years. They had Ariana's of New York, and then they moved out to Ariana's Loft. And then for the last 7 years, they had Ariana's South. Now, Ariana's Loft was open for quite a while until basically COVID caused them to, just shut and move everything over to Ariana's South. So they've been in the business like well over 25 years, and they have a tremendous reputation in Staten Island. I've been there many times. Great ambiance, great food, great location, and just a beautiful catering hall. So Frank tells me when I spoke to him that his family also was in the restaurant business for many, many years. That actually in 1974, they had the first Italian restaurant next to, what was that? Delmonico's. Next to Delmonico's, called Mark Frank's. It was on Wall Street. And he'd also like to basically, get involved with the community. He'd like to have monthly cooking classes on the weekends and kind of, have people come in and just, he's been a chef for many, many, many years. So he wants to definitely reach out to the community. And his wife, by the way, when I submitted the application, just Frank was the applicant. And I think that we're most probably going to be adding the wife as a co-applicant. Nothing's really changing. She's just going to be added as a co-applicant. But maybe in a few moments she may want to speak. From the information I got is that she grew up in the neighborhood. She has a lot of friends and family that still live in that neighborhood, a lot of business owners. And she was actually baptized in this church here. And
welcome back.
so they're a great asset. They've been around for quite a while. They have tremendous experience. And what else? Let's see. I did look at the other locations within 500 feet. There are 9 locations. Basically, there seems to be like 3 other Italian restaurants. None of them are fusion. I looked at the menus. They look pretty much different. The other 4 places was a Greek restaurant. Looked like a Middle Eastern Mediterranean restaurant. One was Katz's Deli. Another one was
Katz's Deli.
no, just Northern Italian cuisine.
Katz's Deli is not, definitely not near there, Katz's Deli.
Oh, really?
No.
No, not near there, but it's
No, it's very far away.
Very away.
System.
The Katz's Deli was, yeah.
No, when we apply, we hire a land surveyor. We didn't get to that point yet, for the diagrams and all the fancy stuff for the liquor authority. But I went on the land system and they had, all right, so that's not on there. But, we feel strongly that the menu is gonna definitely differentiate with.
Okay, so one question I have has to do with the menu. And just, it's pretty expansive. So and it's not that many seats. So that's a lot of variety of food. That's what I was going to say. It seems like too much. I don't know how it seems like you need to focus one way or another and get rid of. Okay, so we're in agreement on that. The outside, you'll come back to us for the outside. What time are we looking to close that?
Well, the hours were kind of straight across the board, 7 days a week, noontime till midnight. I don't know, like I said, no music outside, so I don't know if that's.
We ask people to, this is on 6th Avenue, but 10, 11 o'clock, so not till midnight on the outside.
Is 11 okay? But okay, during the week, 10. Sure. And then Friday and Saturday, I think, is 11?
We could do 11, we could do 4.
Okay, so my clients, I didn't ask him, but I'm sure whatever.
Back for the outside, but I want to put that out. Okay. Somebody, Dr. Smith.
Can I just speak one?
Yeah, go right ahead. No, please. Yeah, go speak into the microphone, please.
I actually have a family member that still lives at 110 Sullivan Street. I actually just spoke to her. She's going to come to the meeting. She actually told me that it's down here. My family's been living on Sullivan Street 105 for 50 years. So I'm very familiar with the area. Like my husband said, I was baptized here in St. Anthony's, and I just want to let the board know. I know what you guys feel about the area, and I totally understand as residents your concerns, and that's why I know that Joe before said something about a mom and pop shop, but we're a family owned business. So we want to keep that element that way. My husband's been cooking over 30 years. So we want to maybe do like a cooking class every month or every other month and get people involved. And since we've been at the location, just doing some little small detailing to the restaurant, we're getting really good reception from the residents. So we're really happy with that and to keep it, a good aesthetic restaurant, so everyone comes and frequents the restaurant and just how we prosper. Good. Bob, did you have something for? They've been taken down from the previous owner, so they're going to come back when we apply for outside.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we'll take it down.
Okay, that's Smith and then Cormac. Yep, yeah. I'm looking at your menu and I don't see even the sushi. You say you're going to be specialize in Italian food and sushi.
We do, and just two items that have a little bit of a future to us, like a tuna tartare is actually on the menu.
But we want to know in the beginning stages, which is going to change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Carmine?
Sure. Go ahead.
It goes down to the room.
Okay, I just wanted to comment that I don't see anything overdone with the rule. I see many items on many minutes. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Okay, anybody else have anything?
Okay.
Yeah, Carrie. Okay, well, there we go. I have a question, but it will be for the next time, but perhaps just to get your juices going. There was a comment that the sidewalk Cafe is going to extend along the building line. Can you explain that? There's something about the frontage. Do you have the children in the garden? I couldn't get that. I know it's just for tonight, but you know, please, you've got to be ready for that. Did you bring your family? Did you bring your family?
Look at my children.
Okay, is that, are we good? Okay, is there anybody here from the public? Anybody from the public, come on, step away from the microphone so we can hear from the public. And come on, you can come up as well. And just when you're done, speaking, just fill out a speaker card for me and hand it to me. Thank you. That's okay.
It's short. I live a little bit down the road from where you're proposed to live.
Speak to us, Jerry.
I really want the concept of the proposed outdoors. I would suggest that, sorry. I would suggest that the applicant revise this. It's called. Give this to you.
Hang on. I would give it to me. I mean, you did it. We should.
What do you need? I'm trying to think of. Right. What was the answer?
Father.
Which is about block the location.
Thanks. Thanks. Sure, fill out my card. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask if you guys can be doing any catering here? I mean renting out the space, having events there.
No. That was way too small.
Right, so and I guess that leads into my other thing, you have a lot of different ideas going on in the same space. Most of your immediate surrounding businesses are very focused on what they do. Just it's and that's I just bring that up because.
Why do we have one more person from the public?
What?
We have one more person from the public.
Oh, okay.
Where you're going through all this.
There's a lot of different ideas. I mean, every place here, you don't have that many seats and you have a lot of different concepts you're teaching. You've got, fusion, you've got a very large menu for not that many seats. I mean, I just bring that up because most of the other businesses are on point, specific what they do. This is what we do. So.
Wait, let's just do one thing. If you're gonna speak on a microphone and then I'll have the public finish speaking.
I'm Frank Guliani, I'm Ray Elaine, Guliani's husband. With all due respect, the lady had 5 restaurants. We're not gonna be causing that kind of nuisance in the neighborhood.
I'm not even suggesting nuisance.
She was my family food business. Okay. And I think we're gonna do good. Unfortunately, we have a smoke shop next to us that now that I realize all the smoke comes in my place, which is really not good. It's too late now. I signed the lease, but we're really not happy with what's going on next door.
You know, I understand, you know,
Here or?
no, next door, it's a workshop.
It's,
Yeah, here. Yeah, it's terrible. So now I have customers coming in, you know, family people and neighborhood people, and I'm displaying that. It's unfortunate because I really, truthfully, I wouldn't sign the lease now. It's too late now. We have a lot of money invested, but with all due respect, we've been in this for a long time.
Yeah, it's all confusing.
And it's a lot regular right now. We just did it quick, you know, because, you know, what we're gonna, we just want to figure out what we're gonna do. Obviously, we got to trim it down because it is a big menu.
Yeah.
Well, no, we just watched this space evolve.
No, right.
And also this part of the block of Sixth Avenue. And the, you know, we just want places to stay. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
Probably more liquor licenses in this area in our community board than anywhere else in the state. So that's the concern. I just bring it up because it's not a very forgiving business.
No.
And so that's why I'm just saying that you got a lot of different ideas. Your immediate neighbors, if you're counting on walk-in and neighborhood business, they're very specific and it's not.
So we have a lot of people in this neighborhood and we can, the restaurants we're friendly with and the people in the community. So we've been here for a long time. Back when, remember, this was Bistro Feast. Guys, remember back in the day?
Yeah.
We've been here for a long time. My grandmother used to come on down here for bingo. So we know what's going on in the neighborhoods changed dramatically.
Yeah. So we have.
Okay.
Any more questions?
I'll go to my other member of the public who was here to speak, who was interrupted.
Hi. It's Steve. I live at 2 King Street. I guess my concern is just, you know, the previous tenant, wasn't a good neighbor. I guess when I read the application, I think it said there was sound outside. I now said there is. That was my major complaint with the previous tenant. They would have music outside to like on past that. I called them many times to tell them that this was very and they tried to turn it down. So I guess I just want to make sure that there is no music outside, and you know, otherwise, they'd have another restaurant in that space, but just be concerned about any music outside, and that's all.
Great, thank you. Could you do me a favor and just fill out the speaker card? Thank you.
Yeah, there'll certainly be no music outside. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's just so you understand.
Yeah.
So.
It's
Right.
Yeah. They weren't allowed. And if they have a liquor license, you should also file with the New York State Liquor Authority so that they get the complaints because they don't get the 311 complaints. So that way it goes on the record for anybody. Yes. Yeah, no, do it. But make sure you do it with the liquor authority.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Have a good night.
Okay, so I think that is all the applications. I do have one thing under new business for the committee, which isn't, anyway, 93 Greenwich, doing business as Shea Stanley at 9395 Greenwich Avenue. That we heard last month, they were adding in that storefront. In the process of doing the construction, they move things around a little bit, so the stipulations stay the same because I don't have the number of seats in the stipulation agreement. But the reso has the number of seats, so I would like to update the reso so it's accurate to what is there if anybody looks. I put a document in the drive, there is a layout of the seating. Basically, the old seating was 53 interior seats and 10 exterior, and the new seating is 62 interior seats and 10 exterior. So nothing's changing on the outside. They have moved the bar that was on 93 over to 95, and then that enabled them to get a few more seats in there. And that's that. I guess we'll just, I mean, it didn't, it didn't put it to need a public assembly permit or anything. People do this. So I don't, I mean, but I just want to make sure the committee knows. And
Which one is that?
93, 95 Greenwich, the one that took over the little coffee shop.
Oh, right. Well,
Okay, so it was 53 interior seats and 10 exterior, and it's going to 62 interior and 10 exterior. So they're adding 9 seats inside. Nothing has changed with the kitchens. Just the bar moved from 93 to 95, and the diagrams are in the drive. And the stipulation agreement is in the drive. So you want to just take a break for 2 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever, and then we'll go back. Not so bad, actually. Oh, here's the diagram if anybody wants to see it.
What you did there.
Yeah, the one side has the old and the one side has the new. Cormac, were you not having fun?
You know what happened?
So, what does this come in on just to identify?
I came in at, RW.
So that's with, and format when you came in.
I came in, or is on group. Very separate from Monday.
Yeah, all of you came in the same time, so that was. Okay. So this is, are we denying us with that? That's great. Yeah, good zero. It's zero. Although actually nobody here said anything, so we're gonna take care of comments on it as well. But you guys are okay with Sushi Nazawa with the renotification, Bob employment? Are you okay with it?
Yeah. Oh.
That, they didn't show up. They were, their appearance was late. It's just, you need to tell them what happened. And
It's actually, by the way, it's actually. Actually,
okay, the next one is reboot. Final soda. We can see that. So this is to give them a restaurant wine license. It's 1:35 on Saturday. I'll just say that what we had with them when they came the first time. And signed the stipulations and everything. Forward. Back in 2020 was they had 2 a.m. They closed 11 and 12, 11 Sunday to Wednesday, Sunday to Tuesday, 12 Wednesday, 2 Thursday, and 4 Friday and Saturday. And 2 a.m. start Friday to Saturday because they weren't open any later than 2 a.m. Any of the other days.
I don't think that I can.
Right.
Yeah.
Does have providing order in more than if
Did we agree to one, however, also the 1 p.m. Friday, 1:30? I mean, we gave them to before, I didn't want to say that. But we gave them to in 2020, why would we can't get it? Yeah, because we had a number of other people when we did. Sans stipulations in 2020 and then the floor was 180. I think this would be, because I was reading about. Okay. I'm not happy, right? Well, I think it's case by case. Yeah. I know, but then people come and say, oh, you're not, you know, you're giving them some. Well, I don't, I mean, what I was trying to.
Nobody else has done more than that, and he's going to open up Chinese in a restaurant and having showing movies, and then having their video library that they have. I mean, he's done and worked with the community. He's also opened up the original Jones Diner on Great Jones. He operated that for a long time. He had all the issues around here. He's expanded his contractor, but everything has always been continuing. And so I think that if anybody knows his business, running it.
And it's okay, I'm not fighting you, I'm just telling you, we're not even trying to.
If you what we have, I'm thinking right now.
What we have on paper is after closing hours of closure. Sunday. Through Thursday.
Thursday is noon.
Yeah, it should be, you should be open later. This is exactly what you want. You need to be over.
All week.
Yeah.
The only times that are consistent with what he applied for in 2020 are Friday and Saturday. All the other nights are an hour, 2 hours earlier than for puzzle. Yeah, for every one. He's always been open. Because they didn't have like to do. So,
Well, we're stipulating the Friday and Saturday.
And he's agreed to, he's not applying for the sidewalk cafe right now, but I would say that the sidewalk cafe will put it down because he did agree to that. And that's, and I think by the time the sidewalk will be living for his file, what they will even fit out there, because it's, that's the thing that everybody in the community has complained about, and it's not want to bring there, so I have a feeling that he can get some things and help it.
Well, he's had to have that outdoor set up because of a meal. Because a meal has all the and he wouldn't be noticeable.
No.
No.
And I thought about it.
All that stuff, you sure like.
Yeah, so is everybody okay and we didn't use that? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. I'm not too, it's fine. You're abstaining? No, I'm present. You what? I'm present. How do I?
Yeah.
Not abstaining, not voting, what is that? I'm not voting, that's fine. It's an official thing. One not voting. Yeah. It's not that like an extension. It isn't. At least it's. Technically, I know, but. What?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we did, so that was, I did, so Aramark, I did first. Yeah, we did Aramark.
Maybe. Just didn't have, you didn't ask by the right question. And, but I don't.
Well, I think just, okay, did you vote? Okay. So, let's do the revote on the good. Yes, I'm okay. Okay, so now we'll honor, there for 4 to 9 p.m. catering for the Twitter space employees that are in there. I really did, I didn't know what other questions to ask. They got these either lounges in there or not.
We have the same thing for these applications. One month, but I'm just saying, I don't think that this one's impactful, but I think that, we just need to. When we were looking at these properly, you know, don't need to the question I asked, you know, can figure it out. Conference rooms or whatever it is. Events, and as we get more of these, we should just be asking. We're just look, you know, what their plans are, because these are. What's interesting is they're hiring outside companies to do all that, and do internally, which is fine, but, you know, they. You know, you should be asking. Because you're never really going to get corporate change because someday an area market change, their own thing. And without clarity, it just makes.
Is on the floor of the board.
I think it's the whole building is first phase. Yeah, and that's, they're the inside caterer, but in order to alcohol, they hire somebody else, they have to get their place.
Well, we did Google. I bet we're gonna do Disney. This is gonna be Hudson Square.
Right, but the thing that I would have been most concerned about is if there's terrace or rooftop.
Well, and that's why I asked, because if they're able to use others. Off premise cater in the same building. Right, believe it or not, that's what my. Right.
Okay. Okay, we deny unless with that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next one was the Mission Mercado on 14th Street. 11, that's wine, the bubble tea, I'm not quite. Yeah, how does that work? I think they're not licensed in the bubble tea station, that. It can they, they're not.
They say that they can't serve it.
Yeah.
Sell it at that.
Not for the alcohol, there will be no service of alcohol in the bubble tea. So we're gonna say, okay, that's. Yeah, I've done that with some other ones. They don't have that, and they would just have to use a place. Sure, they want to know the price of the meal. Yes. $150. Well, it's an policy, it's like.
Bubble tea.
That's on, I mean, it's the other one that we heard last night that was supposed to be a high-end sushi that was not omakase, but high-end sushi, but it was $16 and $12, everything was not.
They also from Bleecker.
So we deny unless. And, Savta, 259, Bleecker, that is near the church, and the restaurant line, because they're near the church. With the backyard, they are not going to use the backyard unless they get a letter no. So I'm gonna say.
Well, do you remember anything with the well, which one is it? Was it?
Well, we got more details.
It was,
Was it?
Baker and Company.
Oh, basically.
And we have a whole resolution that they actually came back to add the rear yard, not just the all.
What year?
Then, in 2014, it was why.
At that point, we hadn't fully grasped the whole idea that nobody has a permit to use.
Because it actually, said there's no objection when I look at the objection, that.
Here's the problem. The letter of objection is nothing has changed in 1938, and nobody is using the rear yard for commercial business at that point. Because they were all servicing other residential buildings, whatever. I mean, and even some of them had left over, you know, they didn't have residents where the houses were and everything else. I mean, it's not. I mean, I think that photos, you know, I was something to show that that's. Just residential.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll write the stipulations that say there is no outdoor. And that there will be no use of the backyard of that.
Well, no, go back to.
Otherwise, stipulations are the thing that they will do or not, what we can, it could be, or law.
And so, Katie, I didn't look at it, that letter that's in the other package. But I was a little bit concerned because it's the, it's not good. So.
There's not. Right.
So that undoes the whole area. Yeah.
But it is a church. It is.
No, I.
You know, I know who it is. Okay, then the next one, everybody is here. This one, the part, I know, what are we doing with that?
No.
No, I don't, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You come in on that.
You did?
But I didn't get it.
And that's just a security, I don't know what you're talking about. It's a lot. Right.
Yeah.
So. I mean, there's somebody out there reporting on us, because that's kind of a major design element of the other space.
Right.
I think there were a lot of flaws in the presentation because on their plan, they're rising wall, which is 210.
Lift that, that security. 3 feet on one side, 4 feet on the other side. But in the interior, plus the fact that the exterior photos show the storefront, behind that security gate, and the entryway, door, store for that space. The interior photos show all the behind the security gate. So there's major changes not reflected in the floor plan. And we don't really know what's going to go in there.
Do you think that the storefront is, architecturally significant? I mean, when they took down the storefront, did they take down, did they do the structural integrity of the whole that?
There seems to be that from the photos. There's the structure that.
People don't know on that.
You know, I don't think with this makes me think that after I can come here and see without him. No, but my point is that that's different than this.
Yeah, I didn't tell we couldn't earlier.
You know, that's different than a spot for the photos, right?
That's the building.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, okay, so are we, stipulating, something to the.
I don't want. All right, let's see, it's like, is this open? Well, we'll stipulate that there's no outside. And. Everybody. Yeah. Let's stipulate that all for.
We don't know what it's that part for us when you're process you're going through. It's difficult, just what I'm mitigating.
Well,
So let's think about that, right?
so he said it's just an on the wall. Door sometimes that it's a lot. So, I mean, that's how you explain it in the mile, clearly ask them to go on the board, you know.
So that's gonna be the way, almost the space where you walk in, like, you know, create your clients, and when the music all comes out, right, exactly.
There will not be any.
Well, I think that I think clear and he was pretty clear that he was withdrawn. That something was being installed that whole that
well, we could now. This is one of those cases where building things say that you can't just that garage, an uninsulated opening.
I think what he's saying is that the thing that rolled out of the, but he would put down one of the like rolled out his last facade where it's down when it's colder out, but when it's warmer out, the whole thing. You know, it's like there's particular pizza places where they've got a 12-foot open frontage, which is not uncommon, you know, sort of thoroughfare. And this is now, right? You got a fire, so
You see a lot of restaurants.
So we.
What I'm saying is that they haven't designed it, and we're not gonna design it. Or we can stipulate that there are certain minimums that have to be met. And employees decide.
Why can I say that? I mean, he doesn't read it that. I'm just gonna.
It's an open meeting.
I mean, I just don't have a problem asking them. Either close the side or the empty, but.
That I do know that those metal gates, isn't people don't want to get rid of those can't, they have to see through.
Right.
But they're much more secure. So I think a lot of people don't want to get rid of them for that reason, you know, they're not factors, but I think we were talking about the security is not what's behind there. And that's. You know, like in games with. But being delivered to. They're not signed a lease without LA. So there's just something missing. And like it starts, it just doesn't turn into one.
You could, so.
Goes back to what we've been doing.
So we can
And
say.
then it's the branch one, so.
So we can say, the product, if there will be not. What?
Well, it sounds to me like what I'm hearing is, you don't have a complete enough application. To approve this.
You want to come back and respond to that, to a child.
I want them to come back, and they have,
What do you?
I'm just giving you an idea.
I mean, the fact that he said he's putting down a wall now, so that's kind of the worst case scenario. I don't see how it's worse than that. So we can say that, well, that they will have a little more. Or when it's on. So I don't care. Just don't believe.
And by law, they're not supposed to run a base even to go, although they will do.
Yeah. Well, we can put that in. So that's two different ways to do it.
Well, I'm happy with the stipulations. Are you going to call the lawyer about that?
I'll write the lawyer. And ask what, was the facade be better?
If he doesn't agree, he needs to come back.
We're not personally. So much have a problem with the role. Yeah. So. If they don't have to meet it. But everything you didn't ask was inserted by the staff, which I think is probably not the case, which means that go ahead. The people just walk in, I mean, it's not really good. But it seems more than that. So this is what I can now speak through. What's the sound? I know. Sure.
Well, the picture Katie showed me of the Brooklyn location isn't so much the city as it's basically like an open use of each service right at the front. So people are just walking up and taking like a walkway.
And he's serving out the window.
Right, and there's a lot of litter and trash issues that are associated with that sort of model. And, you know, for now, there's a place that's really trash to be in.
So I'm hearing the consensus around this facade.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And remember, we've had a ground on the road bench, that's the second across. I don't know if it's now or not. I think they did.
Yeah, what was this? Some road that. We were on the second floor. So I'm going to, this is a Vinaio plan.
Okay.
Is that what that is? Not unless. And it's still,
But I mean, this application represents another element. You know. It's almost very helpful.
Hours, the other thing, which we could have down on. 11
The code of 277.
I think 12 Sunday to Thursday.
For service of alcohol, so Sunday, Thursday.
Monday to Thursday, Monday to Friday, Saturday.
But they can serve tea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not so concerned with the vote, it's just not contribute to problems.
And one Friday, Saturday.
Because I was just saying, we heard an application not so far. Rather validate. As
yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. 12 o'clock. Service of alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's the thought. Yeah. Okay, next one.
37 Carmine.
All right, so, property voting on this.
Yeah. No.
Okay, but now, all right, now. 37 Carmine.
I think, but
Nobody wants it.
I think that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out.
So, I mean, it seems to me that I don't know anything about that. It seems to me without hearing. We don't actually think the community can have a location here at all. And if it wasn't in the community interest, it wouldn't be in the community interest to have one that has hours that are so much aggressive later than in the standard in the block, or the block. And if it was, it wouldn't be in the interest to have a place that adds more outside seats to an already overcrowded outside block. And if it was, it would be in the interest to have a place that has open facade windows, particularly if it's like that.
Well, you here for this?
Yeah, well. So, I mean, to me, I don't see any community interest in it. Now, the question strategically though, do we have to?
It is my community interest, but I think that what this application does is just like the spot, we heard just down the street here. This makes it impossible for us to do our job going forward to places that we work because it's an outlier. And you put in all these outliers and then we can't have discussions, because it's just too much. It's just adding. It's to be a tipping point since people live right next door. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, but somebody could literally reaching a little far from their window, reach out and here. And yeah, Rebecca and try where their outdoor seats are gonna go. I mean, it's crazy.
Her window is right there. Where Erica is.
So the question becomes, you know, is what is presented to us remotely reasonable, and I hope.
That was those out.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and I think that's it. Well, I don't think, I just think that.
I mean, you want to.
You write it.
Go back, that would be our, that's what we're trying to do, and they
Right. No, I said denial was actually, so the recommendation would be denial, but then you provide stipulation. They look at.
The only thing that.
Assuming that
The
they're
only issue that would come, is.
Right, but then no, they said no outside, so. They agreed to go outside. That would be part of the denial with that. That's the only thing that I can think of.
He did represent to the community in the petitioning and the other applicants so that he had.
Yeah, I'm just saying that would be.
It doesn't say that. It said that we know outside.
That would be the patent.
Yeah, okay, so no outside, no operable windows.
Yeah,
I would personally that. I'm not sure we keep dying that.
But I just think that this is precisely what all the community groups who did not comment on that. They what they would, discuss and deliberate argument. I just don't know how. Within these.
Here's my fear with this staff thing, that if you go and like, if it's about hours, will the chairman begin to negotiate between what we put in and what they're asking? Rather than, he's gonna then, like, we had a previous chairman who often, it's like, okay, well, listen, but the community was asking unreasonable, you take these hours, you don't. Is this chairperson gonna do that? And they're gonna say, well, you know, we have about a 2-hour difference here, so let's look at different.
Sometimes, but if you articulate all the closing hours for every other location, blah. Maybe not.
Yeah. But if that's the case, maybe we should be asking, like, specifically for some like 11 o'clock hours, some of them.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
Right. I just can say. Yeah, so that's where you're saying, what the positioning is. That if they agree to it now.
No, I don't think it's saying that.
Right, but it helps us later on down the road in case you do go.
They will go, I mean, I think it's.
Right, that's what we're talking about.
I mean, I was thinking anybody's happy with them, particularly people aren't happy with it because we know exactly what their intention. It's not something like, after 2 days, and then people walk in the morning, so they put in that what they want, and they will probably push it.
Well, that's.
Problem, it's not the denial we have in front of us, it's what we know what they want, and we do it there, so that they can get.
Or you look on about how many you have like, it's like. It's all of that. I think you can get at that in the verbiage. In the writing on the rest, right? I mean, the point is not to say, be okay with it if it was this. It's to say, we don't think it's in being interested in any way, shape, or form. But if you decide to anyway, please at least minimally mitigate it. The negative impact you're going to have on our community. By doing it, it's like, it's all about how you think.
That last week.
Oh, I know.
And you know, the next time, it's like this. Trying to, with this one, this is sort of. So to your point, they tried to get us to negotiate on. The Rudy's West Village from it, and I said, no. That's all on you, because our board said absolutely no. And our board was pretty emphatic, so not participating in trying to drive me into negotiating this. That's not the board's decision. I'm not gonna do that. So it's helpful to have these, but in this particular case. Where are we going with that? Maybe we just.
Well, if you put in the hours, then you have a position. You don't put in the hours, then there's no position. We don't know what will happen in this application. Maybe it will show up a year from now, but there'll be a temporary.
Well, they're gonna get a temporary appointment.
I'm just saying.
3 weeks and 3 months. And they're gonna be able to operate.
I think we're better off on a position.
I mean, I think, I think the other thing that's in there and just go in the reso is a good count of the number of retail spaces where there are restaurants and one stuff that's not. You know, because I think that there and not, I mean, she said that.
Well, what store's going?
Right, but I think that actually have to do this accurate with this, the same as, how many we have to buy some district in 750 feet. I think I would put that in, but I need to put in on this block, there are X amount of retail spaces and X amount of them are licensed premises.
And also.
Right.
Because that's.
Yeah, and there's lots of free kilograms. And I hate to say it, but, no, I don't hate to say it, but they are misrepresenting the distance from the church.
Yes.
And they have put it in right here. And it's, you know, and
They should put it in writing, but it actually.
no, they're, well, you know, they're measuring it on.
Which fear and more. So it's.
But I don't know on record, it's,
It isn't move that people are misrepresenting.
Yeah.
Because that goes to character of the applicant.
that and, but it's,
They're representing the distance from their middle of their door to the middle of the church.
Right.
That's what they're showing on there, and then they're showing that distance.
Which as professional, restaurant or the professional restaurant attorney representation they know is not what the SLA requirement.
It's not an SLA requirement.
Well, primarily, I'm gonna. Yes, so not us, so we can put it in there as. But it's only gonna be an issue. If they acquire.
No, they said they were gonna go to the state liquor authority and ask for.
So that's a good point, so Don, why don't we just pull out whatever we said in the last, we put in there about the church. Right, and say, not only it's a vote.
They're not going to they're saying that the doorway furthest to the east is not used by the church, and it clearly is.
Or the doorway.
Further to the west.
Sorry.
And it's even. I don't know enough about the law there, but if that door next door is open and it goes into the church and it's.
It does.
Yeah, and it's open, it's even arguable that.
You can go right from the rectory to the church.
Because it's very technical, but.
The rectory.
Yeah.
You're right, could be the rectory door, I don't know.
They connect, because the priests don't go out with the priest to go to church, they go right in. And probably do that.
so, word, deny on this.
Yeah.
What about?
Deny it.
And
Those are points of our.
That then should you.
A denial is.
Against everything you've heard and whatever Carmack's language is. At least minimally mitigate. Okay, so this is 80.
We need the letter.
The hours.
Yeah.
Would you guys,
I think about that back.
I put the bottom line.
Oh, yeah. No, just this.
Yeah, that's great.
We don't want to get to the. Okay, next one is, Officina.
Officina.
Okay.
Well, you don't know how to walk from Citadel to Morgan Street, and the direct access on Morgan Street, and you're just. There's a chair, the curtain, come on, the street is not in the neighborhood.
I took them to Boston. Yeah, well, it's almost is a fault of the older, right? This was strictly an indoor dining place.
Right, on Savta
And there would be line, but there would be room because we wouldn't have all these tables and chairs and waiter stands and plants and sandwich boards and everything's on the sidewalk for these restaurants. So it certainly, I really need to find out about the reservation system and it's a person being too much or
other populations in the city that don't have one. Right, I was gonna say, I think yeah.
So what's the
I think this weird thing that they do where it's like, if you know, and you line up and like find someone, I don't think they perpetuate it because it's like part of the city. I mean, there's like 3 seats down the corner, no one can get a reservation there, there's no line. The line is crazy, that's not normal, right? I don't disagree with the reservation packing, but how is every other restaurant in the city not getting that, right?
Well, they're also have spaces that are not quite big enough, or just big enough, that they have to turn all the tables, right, to make their numbers. And so if you don't have people waiting, and there's a lot of reservations. They run, they will clearly.
To get a reservation, you have to line up at 5 o'clock to get it. That's what the line is. It's like right when they open, you like, it's a. That's what I should have. That's why the line was right at a certain time, and they filter in, and then that's it, and then they have to come back, if we don't tag.
But on the weekends, it's like that too, but they're open earlier, people are lining up to brunch. And then.
But we didn't. Commit to ask them to stipulate do it online or half-day reservations. If you have it, with other groups.
She's very evasive about it. Yeah.
Well, I've never been particularly happy with this operation that answers the question of any of their places. So.
But in this application, there's nothing outside unless he comes back later on. He's already said there's gonna be sidewalk seating. The roadbed is on 7th Avenue. It's the previously licensed location. It's good. I think it's good to have something there. So I was okay with 12-1, especially this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with 12-1 because of where it is. This is the kind of place that's going to be out.
Thing, and I did not ask this of them, but I would say is that I think in the situation either they cannot advertise their alcohols.
But if you're doing that,
it's all plastered with the storefront. Yeah,
and if you are able to walk by Brasserie on Road Street on the south side, in the storefront that used to be a doll 25, 30 years ago, that she has her own liquor store there where she's selling the Via Carota merch, including the liquor.
Is that a liquor store?
Well, I don't, it's a.
My point is, I just don't have Via Carota window, scrap cocktails, whatever. I just, to me, that becomes a blurry area of what tie app schools are, which means you can't do the segments of the business, it ties together all these things. It makes.
Like the distillery, it's like the distillery.
Around the corner, where it's like, these are all, and this is what I was referring to. The Jody is when they were opening the then they took on the storefront next to it, and we said, look, we're just taking over everything, you're gonna be a long business in a space which is supposed to have smaller storefronts, and that perfect. He's very upset with us, and he comes to us that for 8 months afterwards to make it over.
But to Brian's point, the real problem here is the outdoor dining.
That's correct, but this is the floor round. There will be outdoor dining there eventually. The This Lino diamonds will be full. Your road will be up the street, and they're gonna be the ISO spot right now.
And that,
And so, you know, we just have this.
But the other dining will be,
Okay, so
But I don't have a problem per se with this.
It's something you get
because
about their benefit.
It's a 7th Avenue South location, it's supposed to be a restaurant, it's supposed to be.
yeah.
You know, and my problem is that when I looked at it, I called Donald, I was, you know, I said, why are there booze ads for their own booze all over the outside of the building? And I think that's a
so
reason.
should I put something will not advertise or. So,
That would be a hard thing to do, but yeah.
Little bar hotels that are being out, they're changing, turning down, they have the bar restaurants.
Could be a second.
Just as with the hardware store in between.
Yeah. With all this. I mean, the liquor stores, I mean, it's.
Right, they keep being over.
they had to get a bigger utility space because they didn't, you know.
The regular people just look like it is. Right, that's what happened.
Might not even know that it's different.
I mean,
People
you
won't
know
care.
it's not, but it's what it's about, so.
I think instead, I'm less worried about the plastering of the advertising than the total disregard to the usual bylaws. The people who come there, hold the chairs across, I mean, she says they believe, I don't think any.
No, they don't,
I don't think
just
any
look
of
at the pictures in the drive, the Carter did, one like, you know, not wrong with the color. And the seats are all on the curbside. I mean, there's just no reason, this is, you guys know, it's not that deep, but there is absolutely no reason to have anything on the curbside that has been well advertised, that you're not supposed to do that from day one. From day one. Never take Carter to the point.
If I'll say no ad, if we can agree that they've got to.
Well, what do you want me to put, just go abide by all the.
Yeah, and get rid of the curbside seating, I think that's really.
Well, people can't, I'm just not supposed to have it.
I know, but then I want to drive that one home, because that's why you can't walk.
The application doesn't have anything to do with outdoor seating. She said, I asked her, are you gonna come back with an alteration? They both agreed that they would, so that would be the time to nail it. Yeah.
I'm saying now that for other.
Well, we should put it, you know,
Put in there that they were gonna have it outside, that they're gonna be required to come back to an alteration. You can certainly see that, because that's what they're required to do.
I mean, but not.
Yeah, that's between people.
We could put a.
Alteration method of operation.
But we can put it in a whereas. That whereas, right? Whereas there have been many complaints. Right, about the outdoor dining not following regulations about outdoor dining, I just think, haven't seen any plan. But there's currently no outdoor dining with this application, and the applicant has indicated they will come back for outdoor dining.
Yeah,
That way you're putting yourself on the record, but it's not. And that way, a reminder to bring it up again when that outdoor is. Oh, that's what I was doing.
What are you looking at?
This is not the same as that. Oh, okay. Oh, you. Okay, so this is a diagonal lot, right? Because they've got some down the south one. So stuff's built on it here.
That's the back.
But there's a building here. This is the liquor store.
Yeah. There's a restaurant, another restaurant.
Well, her other is a liquor store, and then she does a bar less than I said.
But there's Barker Savina, the liquor store, her new space. Another sort of.
And then another space.
Okay, and then the fortune teller.
Pizza place.
I think the place in the fortune teller.
Should we call it?
Okay. Yeah,
Then she doesn't.
so, where are we at? So just go out and we're denying us with the 12 months where we could put in something about the Aramark.
Yeah, you know, it's a good question. This is the whole space here.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than. What we've seen
It's very small inside, it's a very small space inside. It looks big on the outside because they have all this stuff on the sidewalk and the road bed, but it's actually a very small interior. I've been there, it's teeny. It's teeny.
Yeah, I put that in the drive to the Google map. It's a double door.
It's only one building, right? It's subdivided inside.
And then it's right next to it.
Yeah, but before that, there's the downstairs, that used to be 2 booths, that's now the.
Well, that's still in the basement.
Yeah, right.
And the guy lives upstairs is, yeah. We came in one time.
So, okay, are we, can we? Okay, so denial left. Here and zero. The return.
So I just should say the reason I mentioned alcohol, I don't think she's kind of square. And that's the difference. You're selling a branded type of thing. That's the reason I bring that up. And then I did what not in this area. And when you put together all this work.
Why don't you just send an email saying, you please not advertise in the windows? That would go a long ways.
Right.
In the windows, but it's not advertising in the windows of the places that are open, the places not.
And if the reply is we're not advertising, we won't do it, then that's the answer.
She's got one of my senators, please don't advertise and
Would you make sure that we're not putting the stipulations, but we're asking you that you please not put.
Branded
advertising,
alcohol.
the brand, yeah.
yeah. There's an advertising for example, and
I mean, this.
but that's the liquor.
That may be, but then in the storefront.
It's cross marketing. It's cross marketing. No, she's involved in it. It's your question.
So this
That's a cross marketing.
So, yeah, her storefront is plastered in, you know, weekdays for her. So this doesn't.
That's all.
You know, she could think it over tomorrow. She could think that over tomorrow, you know.
Right, hold on. The next one.
Expect you to.
It is, the next one is Mino on her, it's getting really better early night.
Right.
So that's 225 was, and.
The feeling of this is that they want to give us a good reason why that location should now have a full liquor license. If anybody else knows we might change the announcement, they want to put a full liquor license is a good idea.
Someone say that. I go by there, not every day, but. And I remember when they first came to us and how we heard from everybody and how we started everybody watched, and I do both our own places. This place was always really, did not control there, and you know, I don't know why the village den would stay there, or it's been really nice. Actually, the village den stay there because we need that kind of stuff, there's nothing like that, but they haven't been the problem with everybody anticipated their meeting. And I, you know, you've got Don Andrew across the street with the whole, I mean, I usually don't say this, but I just, they haven't been a problem. And they kind of, they're scaffolding up on top of them. And I worry that, you know, they don't seem to want to no lines outside if there's people and stuff, but it's not.
Maybe they haven't been a problem because they've been everything.
It's not that people aren't going in, it hasn't been, to his point, it hasn't been a bunch of 20-year-olds rather than busy here how long has it been? Has that been, I mean, what they've been?
1 year.
1 year, since now they've been there for all. They
We just applied for that one.
2021.
But their other operations are a disaster. The one on West Fourth Street, which we did ultimately grant them the same thing, they came in asking. And since that time, they put road beds, people have been complaining about that location. Then you got Spring Street, same problem there, where they had some chairs all over on the sidewalk and the road bed, and they still have those things. And so you give them an inch, they take them off.
What about the,
I cannot. Their history just will not allow me. I've written too many resolutions with these guys. Their history is terrible.
I like your point. I used to live in the West Fork, and my biggest complaint was like everywhere is selling it. Like you can't get into Fort Charles, you can't get into Dunedin, you can't get into Fred. Like I like Nolita because you can walk in all these things. I like that. And we don't. We're sitting here complaining about the monopoly that is in Corona, and like maybe feel like, but it's nice.
This is one. I'm just saying, there's nothing unique about this place.
It's like you can eat dinner.
All their places are wonderful. With food, they have food, but it's primarily food. So
It's more of a bar than.
it's all help being one bar, serves alcohol. I'm just saying, there are so many problems, but you know, you guys probably don't remember them. That's okay. I mean, I'm telling you, they had so many problems. And if you just take a picture of their other locations, just take a picture, just take a look at it.
We come down, we come down now, and stuff, we can walk by. I mean, I don't work for anyone.
But their shed is
Yeah,
full of plenty of
it's bad, they come to us and promise something better, and now this place, I mean, it's learning.
Now, this place, though, I mean, I haven't noticed a problem with it so far, but to Bob's point, they were on best behavior when they first got their licenses in some other places. Then as soon as they get the liquor, it gets suspended.
And at the last place on West Fourth Street never was full liquor before until they came here. They got full liquor. On Spring Street, it's just been, I mean, they have come to us. I've written a number of denied resolutions for that location on Spring Street. And, you know, I just checked the front. The front is still got a shed full of 100. Yeah, so they stuff all the chairs in the shed. They store all the chairs in the shed, and then they pull them all out.
Well, to your point, I will say that Don Angie was always, as we all know, always did, you know, let people outside. I think it's probably for it on the sky bar and slow, but people outside, so.
But I mean, if we're going to sympathize, if we're going to make a decision based on sympathy, then yes, but I'm not sure that that's the way to decide it. That's all. I think you go based on their history, you go based on the public interest of having yet another place. The fact that there's never been a license there before. I'm just saying, those are the factors that you look at when you try to determine it based on the law and not based on sympathy. But I get the sympathy too. I totally understand. And I don't walk by it every day. But I do walk by the other place.
Well, I mean, it's interesting.
I have
Yeah.
walked by it.
Okay.
I'm just giving you the history, that's all. I'm giving you the history of what these operators have done. And they will walk away from this. They won't.
They're not walking, they're there.
No, they'll walk away from our decision. They're not going to pursue it. They never have. Yeah, for the one time, it's like, okay.
So I heard denying,
That's just me, that's me. There's whatever you want.
I mean, I'll go along with Bob, but, you know, I'm persuadable if the rest of the committee feels strongly enough about it.
they have. So they have a class change depending on Spring Street. That one go first and see what happens there.
It's been pending for a while, we need to a resolution.
Do we have a?
Yes.
So there's also, you know, here in. By the license. Or.
I mean, it is a quiet stretch, like those places are mostly not problematic, and I walk down the street, don't. For the most part.
It's a bunch of people outside of the cars there, and then you've got, the Italian place that moves like on the corner.
It's like the.
Where it used to be, yeah.
And then you kind of, now, 1995, you've got people not across the street, so that's why it's quiet and it's on the other one. I mean, it seems quiet because we've got Equinox and Greenwich House.
And
Kind of around, so you know, those two things, you can have something, but everything else now goes down Greenwich. There's.
It's the bad operators, and they're not busy.
Yeah, that's.
And that's what they basically want to do. But then you've heard the West Wood Street, I mean, we just heard people that have lot here, a bunch of them came out. Dining.
Cafe, food.
Yeah.
Those.
And then Spring Street. But. I mean, it's just.
Right.
You make it interesting. You make it a good point, Suzanne, which is that. This intersection, this quiet, so it acts as a break on the street, right? So if it gets noisy, to a certain extent, it's encouraging the waking up.
Right.
That's a lot of the situation to the quieter, more residential, stuff.
Yeah, when they came in for that original application, so we actually had, our recommendation was denied at this location, but there was also a shed. Now,
Yeah.
the shed where you had to literally walk by the front door of the other place to get to, and there was a bike lane there, so there can't be a shed. Yeah, so all that's been removed, but it was just a crazy scene there.
With the scaffolding.
The first application did.
And then the scaffolding,
Yeah, and then when they came back for beer and wine, they said no outside, because that's my recollection. I haven't looked back, but it was on the sidewalk, but not, we're removing the road bed, I can't remember exactly what it was.
Road bed, and they put chairs on the sidewalk, which I think matched probably what was dead. It was those dead.
That's right.
Village Salmon at Pete's Haven. I mean, it's like, no, maybe that's spot, you know?
Down to the coffee shop, so I mean, it's gonna operate as like the same bus stop, I mean, that there's, one, it's a different thing than a central bed, right?
You guys took an animal on the spot that are available during COVID, that's the funding that they made in the other spot, right? Then they came here and the spot's not working out like they thought, and they wanted more in order to complete that. Go ahead, I mean, it's.
With a light, well,
We could be on one.
but no, but we,
Yeah.
you know, so you're saying you're not done? I thought made me nervous with what happened to the other place. What? I don't know. Is there? First, they came initially, I wasn't so against it, but they came initially either, and everybody was pretty adamant then, so it's.
I mean, that block of West Fort, they went into that spot before was a quiet area and that space and it was one spot in the tent. Very chill, nice area. And then they moved in and they started pushing the boundaries and all the stuff that was kind of outdoors.
And I didn't look it up, I can almost guarantee there's stipulations say they can't be outside. No, but the one on West Fourth Street,
Yeah.
I can guarantee it, it says that, and yet they're still out there, so.
And one of the reasons, like, that I remember this,
That's
because I was sympathetic to San Francisco. And I was like, well, and like, I thought part of it being gifted to the church, right? And, you know, and I was like, oh, and you know what? I got completely played. I mean, it's like they completely. At the time, but I was wrong.
The problem is I've been doing this too long, that's the problem.
And I just know, I used to, it's a benefit. And that wasn't a good fit when they moved in. They complicated that very.
Wait, what, are you going to? Are you denying?
So that's five to nine.
1 to 9, 2 to 9, with on.
You don't have,
Kind of for it, but
you don't have
being reminded of that past experiences.
really.
Although. Probably not.
I don't think I can.
So we're not gonna do much. Yeah, I think so. We're on Amber.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, people
Yeah, Amber, they switch every 2 years and somebody.
Yeah, it's another.
It's all the same shifts.
Then the capital.
And that's fine too.
Everybody deny us on that one.
There needs to be Barker getting smoke from the smoke shop. Are people smoking in the smoke?
I think they're upset with the fact that they signed a lease and then the smoke shop went in.
Yeah, it's just that one. Yeah, it might not be that I would do it. And then it might not.
Sure.
Last but not least, we have our granted, everybody's not there. They're down by, that's it.
What?
93, 95 grants.
Oh, right, I'm saying it's very.
What I liked about it was when I said, well, it's formal job. Agreed that it was very formal job. Very nice. Yes, you didn't follow, you did not. I love Brian, you should not try to do that with Brian. I don't get the wild on hand. My concern is.
Why is if one license to the 100 residents?
Well, but you know, we never, I mean.
There's no supply. It's a rent problem, which is the problem, and the longer we keep doing this, the more the rents go up. And then you're running. And the public, and this is the goal post of being money one again.
And then the public policy problem. To me, it's a sacrifice, that was just about before it, and that's not all we'll go back on the step.
This is the first time. But I really don't have an argument about it.
Sounds like one of our meetings.
She likes it, and I'm on board with that, that's what.
I'm sure there
I'm sure that.
I did not.
Yeah, I didn't go to the other.
I don't know.
No, it's all right, I just. I'm not a baby.
Yeah. I just got these. That's not fast. Well, New York is pretty good.
But the best that ever happened, then Ethiopia.
I'm gonna throw this. I'll be right back. Did we? Okay.
Good night. Thank you for coming for evening.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, like that midnight. But thank you. I hope we were entertaining and you were. It's still the happy, absolutely. But it's not as long.
This way, come around this way.
Yeah.
Even though it's I
Good night, everyone. Good night. Thanks again for.
16.
Oh, don't know that.
What is my calendar? And I mean, you know, that's so.
I know that. What does that say?
It says, it says it could say.
No.
I preferred somebody like you. I was part of 2 years ago, we all. Yeah, no, I was like, well.
I don't.
You're not going to find how you mess with the breast.
We never do it because what if the thing about it, and then it's not gonna be powerful, even though we say it's good. We'll be around.
We'll see, every year I'd say they will do it.